Hey, hey. All right, we ready to get this started, y'all. We're going to jump into this right now. Hey, all phrases. All right, y'all, we're going to get this going right now.
Yeah. Hey, we scatter Yahoo team in a country that's racist. And my people not indigenous, we came on the slave ships. You hate your own people, now you cooning, buffooning. Sample shuffle, bug dancing, yeah, I see how you moving. If you say you FBA, I am FBAK. All these niggas is so gay, just my nigga FBAK. And the richer get richer, and the poorer get poorer. And the children of the devil bring the new world order. White supremacy, sour cream and Jara, the mayo. Whitewashed all the scriptures, and they said it's not racial. And the hell with these heathens, I ain't trusting no heathen. And the most I judge our enemies, especially Edom. Black radical, no rest but I'm sabbatical. Pro-black, oh snap, my power so laughable. Willie Lynch, Charmer, yeah, that'll bring that matter flow. To reject the raps, cause my rap tactics is practical. Rebel to the system, yeah, oppression is symptom. White folks start the truth when it comes to just clinch them. Liberation and freedom, is it coming from Edom? And the most higher who all the slaves he will free them. Black radical, black radical. Black radical, black radical. Black radical, black radical. Black radical, black radical.
Hey, Yaxer.
On the beat like that. The heathens is mad and it be like that. Whites always crying cause they weak like that. They feel the black man when I speak like that. Yeah. Shaggy unseasoned like ooh. Yeah. Expired sour cream like ooh. Yeah. Telling all my people that we better stop mixing. Children of Edom think they better off lynching. Caveman colonizer raped all women. How many black children are reported as missing? Pale-skinned demons always want to play the victim. Want to claim oppression benefit from the system. Deeds of their seed is laced with their venom. Recessive genes in them, I'm not talking about denim. on the beat like that. The heathens is mad and it be like that. Whites always crying cause they weak like that. They feel the black man when I speak like that. Yeah. Shaggy unseasoned like ooh. Yeah. Expired sour cream like ooh. Yeah. Black, stumping out white. They high off the meth or they snorting out white. Damn, hazy, known to get lice. Evils entice, sold at a price. Yeah. Judgment on the heathen like boom, 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 boom. Children of the devil like who? No. On the beat like that. The heathens is mad and it be like that. Whites always crying cause they weak like that. They feel the black man when I speak like that. Shaggy unseasoned like ooh. Yeah. Expired sour cream like ooh. Yeah.
Step. Yexer on the beat like. Yeah. Let the beat ride like. Yeah. Yexer on the beat like step. Yeah. Let the beat ride like.
Shalom, all esteem to the Most High Yahuwah. This channel is dedicated to awakening the so-called Negroes, aka the Bantu Israelites, scattered inside and outside the continent of Africa, to those in the Caribbean, the Americas, and the four corners of the earth of African descent. This channel serves the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob only. This channel rejects the lies of the Christian book called the New Testament, created by the offspring of Lucifer to deceive the Israelites into idolatry. This channel is also dedicated to exposing these lies and revealing scriptural truth. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the highest only. Yahuwah, we are back. We are back. We are back, family. Can you guys give me a 1 if my audio is good? First and foremost. All right. All praises. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Give me a 1 if my audio is good. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to get into a lot of the things that I want to get into. So I'm probably going to have to drag this out into another episode, but it's okay because you know what I mean? I think regardless, I just think that this is such an important topic, especially to those who are, Messianic. In our last episode, which by the way, we did not too long ago, it was, quite some time ago that we did do it. But if you have not seen the first episode, I highly suggest that you take time to watch because it's like, not having context to something can really, really cause a lot of confusion. And I'm trying to help people get context so you won't be confused about anything that I'm bringing out. Okay. But this is the first episode, which was called Black Jesus. It was a psyop all along. Okay. So this is the first episode. We talked about image. We talked about perception. We talked about how we are perceived in the media, so on and so forth. So if you want to get a little bit of that understanding, I highly suggest that you watch it. I did not get a chance to put the link to the video in the description, but I didn't get a chance to do it. However, if you just go to my page, you should see it. All right. But we have some things that we have to discuss today in regards to this topic because it's so multifaceted, which is exactly why it's difficult for me to just cram it all into one episode. So we're going to just do the best that we can here today to try to get through this. Okay. So, first, I guess the first thing would be is I would say to you guys that if this is your first time watching me or coming across this information, this is not a video I'm doing to come against us being the Israelites. Okay. I will never come against the Israelites. I know for a fact that so-called Negroes, okay, or Bantus are the chosen people of the Most High. There is not a doubt. There's nothing that's going to shift that or change that because it is true. Everything scriptural, everything that we see in the scriptures is pertaining to these individuals. All right. Now, it's a bloodline thing. It's a bloodline thing. So let's go ahead and let's jump into this. I don't want to waste nobody's time. Let's jump into this. Okay. So that's the first episode. This is going to be episode 2. So Black Jesus, it was a psyop all along. And I'm going to explain a little bit more of what I mean by that. Okay. Now, to be clear, as I said, yes, I know the scriptures are about us, Black people, so-called Black people. Yes, I know the Israelites are all Negro, okay? I do not subscribe to Campianity and their 12 tribes chart. I do not subscribe to a lot of these doctrines that our people be attaching to. Okay, every single person that is chosen by the Most High, that is of the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they are Negro. Okay, they're woolly haired, melanated people. Of course, melanin comes in all shades of brown. You got light skinned, you got dark skinned, you got brown skinned, right? You've got all different types of melanin, right? But nonetheless, we're talking about a Negro people. I know Israelites out here tell y'all that we a mix of people and it's Native Americans and all this goofy stuff. No, bro, they are all Israelites, are all Black Negro people. Okay, continuing on. Yes, I know we come from the chosen bloodline of Shem, and that the Most High, Yahuwah, is in covenant with us specifically and only us. So in what I will be showing you today, please do not think that I'm attempting to disprove us Negroes being the Israelites. That is not the purpose of what I am bringing out. Okay, continuing on. In this study, I will be taking time to show you how this character, regardless of what you call him or how you picture him, was a psyop all along, specifically against the chosen people of the Most High, and we took the bait hook, line, and sinker. And of course, I am talking about this idol in blackface. As a person who was once Messianic, let me make this clear. I have to say this every time I go through this episode or this series so people will understand that I am a nigga who has been Messianic and believed in some type of Messiah the majority of my life. Okay? So if I believe this, the majority of my life, I have a damn good reason why I no longer believe it. So just keep that in mind as we're going through this. As a person who was once Messianic, raised Christian, I too believed upon this Messiah, and not just the black one, also the white one, because when I was raised as a Christian, bro, we were shown white Jesus. So I never had an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I knew we were under oppression by these people didn't like us and all of that, because I just didn't know what we were dealing with and who we were and who I was in the Most High. I just accepted the white Jesus. You feel me? And never had a problem with it. Never mattered to me. I never cared. I just wanted to be saved. You feel me? Then when I came into the truth that we are actually who the scriptures are talking about, and we are actually the people who are the descendants of Shem, the descendants of Abraham, the descendants of Isaac, and the descendants of Jacob, then I realized, okay, so he's obviously not a white man. So automatically I'm going to be like, okay, well then, yeah. And I was calling him Yahusha because that was the Hebrew name that I had come to know was attached to him, because obviously the root word of Yahusha would be Yasha, which means salvation or to save. So automatically I attached to it, and that was what I once believed to be true. However, as I continued to dig into the scriptures, as I got into the Torah more, looked at the Tanakh more, I started to realize that the New Testament does not at all align with the Old Testament. However, our enemies have used what's called typology. And let me just explain that real quick. Typology is taking bits and pieces of other types of work or other source material and incorporating it into your source material or your content, so you can kind of claim that it's attached to it in some kind of way. For example, let's say you had a novel and you wrote about a green goat. Okay, I'm just going to use a crazy example just to prove my point here. So let's just say you just randomly, you're going to write about a green goat, and the green goat was something that was cinematic and central to your book or whatever you write, right? Your novel or whatever, your novel series. If I take that green goat, right, and I write a totally separate book, I can take bits and pieces of themes from your green goat book series and I can incorporate it into mine and say, well, this blue goat had relations with a red goat, and so it created this green goat. Right? I can make these little bits and pieces of parallels from your story after reading your book and say it's connected. My book is now connected to yours. So I can reap the benefits of everything that your original idea and original book had. I can take bits and pieces of it, incorporate it into mine, and then lie on people and say, hey, I'm connected to this too. That's exactly what the New Testament is. That is exactly what the New Testament is. It is a bunch of heathens who are angry and jealous because the Israelites are the chosen people of the Most High. So what did they do? Just like white people do, they took something that had nothing to do with them, and they inserted their own purposes, their own will, their own ideas, and gave it to us. Even when it comes to this black Jesus, all right? And it is a psyop, and we're going to get into that in a little bit, but I just want to preface this, okay? So let's continue on. Now, in our last session, we discussed the power of the media and how the image of so-called black people has been distorted, misrepresented, and used to cause self-hate, but also produce hate towards the Most High's chosen covenant people. And when I talk about his covenant people, I am not just talking about here in the Americas. Even though you guys heard in the intro, I said I'm talking about all Negroes scattered in the continent of Africa, outside the continent of Africa, in the Caribbean, in the Americas, in Europe, in the islands, everywhere our people are, everyone that is Negro that was brought into the transatlantic slave trade, the Indian Ocean slave trade, the Arab slave trade, that are of woolly hair, you know what I'm saying, Bantu stock, y'all are the chosen people of the Most High. All right, no matter where you are. The Most High said he was going to scatter us. That's who I'm talking to. All right. Continuing on. When it comes to representation of the Black community, it is oftentimes very negative and demeaning. Not all Black representation is good Black representation. Now, here we have images of a Black woman on the far left. In the middle, we have Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. I know Cardi B is not Black, y'all. Okay, I know she's not Black. The only reason why she's in this image right here is because this song called WAP was one of the biggest songs of that year that it had came out. And this hypersexualized image is pushed in the Black community. And then right next to it, you can also see the hood hottest princess, and you got Sexy Red. That is the image of the hypersexualized Black woman that is pushed, you know what I'm saying, to the masses. But then when it comes to the Black man, you either got us looking like thugs, talking about shooting and killing each other, or you got us being buck broken, putting on dresses and cross-dressing. You feel what I'm saying? Any way that they can buck break the Black man, whether they got the Black man hating his own brother, or whether they got the Black man acting like a whole sissy, all right? Or they got the Black woman being a dyke, or having the Black woman being a whole, you know what I'm saying, you know, a full-on, you know what I'm saying, hypersexualized type of woman. All right. These are all images that have been placed upon the children of Israel. And this is exactly why the world sees us the way that it does. Now, I'm not going to say that this is not part of the curses, because the Most High said that we would be a reproach and that we would be a byword amongst all nations that we are scattered to. That's why it doesn't matter what language you speak, right? If you are, you know, in an Asian country, everybody knows the N word. If you are in America, everybody knows the N word. If you are in Brazil, everybody knows the N word. Everywhere the Black man, Black woman go, every single nation, they may speak different languages, but one word that they can all agree on when it comes to demeaning the children of Israel is the N word. That's because the scriptures say you shall be a reproach and a byword among all nations. And this is why we're called many other things, but that is the one thing that they love to weaponize against us. All right. Now, let's continue, because I want to show you guys some examples here of bad Black representation. Very quickly, I'd like to show some examples of bad Black representation. And of course, I will be dealing with Black men and Black women. So I don't want anybody sitting here pointing the fingers at either side, okay? Because I know our people tend to do that a lot. You know, our brothers may say, oh, it's the Black woman, whoa, 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 whoa. Then the Black woman like, oh, it's the Black man, whoa, 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 whoa. Nah, nigga. All of us are under these curses. Black men and Black women have been cursed by the Most High because we forsook his covenant. So let's stop it with this pointing fingers at which side is, oh, it's all the Black woman, oh, it's all the Black man. Nigga, we all have been under these curses because our ancestors, Black men and Black women, sinned against the Most High and broke his covenant. All right. So we're going to deal with both sides today, because that's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to my people. I'm not talking to one section here. All right. So let's stop pointing fingers at each other. All right. Let's deal with this as a family. Now, first thing I'm going to show you guys is, let's see here. All right. So first, I want to show you guys some examples of this negative representation. And this has everything to do with this Black Jesus imagery. And it's going to make sense in a minute as I kind of put this together here. All right. So first, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this video of this Black man. We're going to start with our brothers first, because I'm a Black man myself. All right. So we're going to start with our brothers. All right. So this is a video that I saw on social media, and it low-key kind of pissed me off. But in the same sense, because I grew up around this, I understand the gang life, and I understand like how we think. And when we don't know who we are, you know what I'm saying? We have this mindset that a nigga that looks like us, that might have grew up 2 blocks down, 3 blocks down, is an enemy to us. Or if I see you with a red rag, I'm gonna have an issue with you because I grew up around a bunch of Crips. This is the mindset that has been ingrained up in us as Black men. But it also is also something that has been prophesied in scripture, that we would have hatred towards our brother as a result of these curses. All right. Now, let me go ahead and show y'all what I'm talking about. So this Black man says, if I see any nigga in the street, any Black man, I'm banging on him. I'm giving white boys a pass. I'm giving essays a pass. But if I see black, I'm banging on black. This is bad representation. It's bad black representation because we are looking at our brother as the enemy when it's these colonizers who continue to work against our own self-interest. We blame everybody else but our own people. We will pull out that thing and end our own people's lives, bro, over some goofy stuff. Okay, I stepped on your J's, my nigga, my bad, right? Didn't say sorry, or maybe I just didn't notice, right? You'll end somebody's life over stepping on your J's, bro. But here you got the white man telling you he wants you dead, he wants you gone, going around lynching our people, and y'all niggas won't do jack. Y'all niggas ain't finna go slide on them sundown towns. Y'all go slide on the block, though, but y'all ain't gonna slide on the white man? I don't understand what's going on, bro. Take a look at this. Let me switch this out real quick here, y'all. All right, take a look at this, bro.
Banging on this white boys and Mexicans, you feel me? They not my.
We appreciate it.
You know,
And listen to the Jewish white man. We appreciate it. I think this is what's that dude's name? The white boy with the podcast where he bring a whole bunch of hood niggas on his show and they be talking about all their business, talking about all the niggas they got beef with, all the niggas that they done, spun the block on, all the work they done put in, getting niggas snitching on themselves. This is what I'm talking about. And look at the white man. We appreciate it, man. Go around. Go, yeah. Keep at it, my nigga. Go ahead and kill your people. That's exactly what he's saying. That's a good boy. Good boy. That's what the white man, he patting that black man on the head. He basically patting him on the head and say, that's right, you a good boy. Yeah, you go after your people. Don't worry about us. Even though that man is Ashkenazi and is working against his people every day. Look at the music industry. Look at BET. Look at the Zeus Network. Look at the Baddie Show. Nigga, that's Jewish money, nigga, behind all of that. But let me not get ahead of myself. Let's keep watching.
It's regular that a nigga go, I'ma bang on everything black that I see.
So,
okay, I don't care much for this brother's commentary, to be honest with you. But y'all heard what he said, right? I'm banging on everything black, but I ain't worried about them essays, and I ain't worried about them white boys. So you got the nerve to literally come for your own people that look like you, but you ain't got no smoke for these people who's touching babies, touching little kids, kidnapping black women, kidnapping our boys, our daughters. You know what I'm saying? Shooting a black man, taking a black man away from his family, away from his mother, away from his daughter, away from his son. Going around brutalizing black women, harassing black women. That y'all ain't got no smoke for them, but you got smoke for somebody who look like you, though. And the crazy thing about it is a black man ain't even got to do nothing. He could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time in the wrong hood wearing the wrong colors. Take that hat off, right? That's what they might say to you. Sometimes they may not even do that. But then we could see all this stuff that's happening to our people and all these reports of our people being unalived. But we can't come together and figure out how we can protect our own. But we can come together to kill our own. Not Vlad. I can't think of what his name is, man. The dude that's like, he was letting his girl get, what I'm saying, flipped over by a black man. I can't think of what his name is. Not Fresh and Fit. It's a podcast. It is a white boy. I can't think of what his name is. I'm drawing blanks right now, but he had a girl and her wife, and he's like allowing his wife to like let other dudes do stuff with her, and he like films it and stuff like that. I can't think of what his name is. If you know his name, y'all tell me in the chat. All right. So I showed you guys an example of that. Which is an issue. And I'm going to go ahead and let this black man, the dude with the tattoos. Yeah, Ak, you know who I'm talking about. I think he's a Fed. I think he's a Fed, bro, personally. All right, let me show y'all this next video. Adam, thank you. All praises. Adam.2, that is his name. Thank you. I just couldn't, his name escaped me for a minute. I just couldn't think of it. Adam.2. All praises. There you go. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All praises. And I saw your comment earlier. You said that this channel's come a long way. You know what? Barak Yahuwah, I fully agree with you. And I give all praises to the Most High for the growth that I've made in such a short time. All praises. Barak Yahuwah. Appreciate you, though. Okay. So that was one example. Now, I'm going to show you an example of a righteous black man who actually calls out the negative black representation. And like I said, our people getting victimized, and our people, like I said, there's no smoke for whitey. But when it comes to our own people who don't do nothing to them, just in the wrong neighborhood, wrong time, wrong hat, wrong colors, all of a sudden it's an issue. Take a look.
So, yeah. Big King, the biggest platform in the world, man. The word of the day is tree. As we know, they just hung a young man who was 21 from a tree in Marietta in Cobb County. Ain't telling nobody. They ain't putting it on the news. They ain't doing nothing about it. How many times we gonna let them keep hanging up from a tree? That's over with, y'all. Yo, we standing on business, man. So all y'all rappers talking about killing your own brother, we don't want to hear that shit. Right. You ain't talking about killing the KKK. You ain't talking about killing the people who kidnapping these children. You ain't talking about killing the people who sex trafficking these children. Don't talk. We don't want to hear your music.
Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. And that's the type of conversation that need to be had in our community, man. And it's a shame because you got a lot of these OGs, man. And you got some OGs that was active back in the day in the streets. But then they start having their children, they have their babies. Maybe they might do a bid. Maybe they might be in the pen for a little while. They get some time to think and they get out, they make the change. But then you have some of our people that are just stuck in this cycle of just, they can't be reformed. You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter how much time they might do, no matter how many times they might get shot at, no matter how many times they might have their homies, how many funerals they got to go to, bro. Some of us, bro, we in the belly of the beast. We in the belly of the beast. Yahuwah only Shaq. He said he didn't get no notification. Yeah, you know how that go, bro. You know how that go, All right, y'all. Let's keep going. Okay, so this next thing, I really don't want to play this personally because I hate this freaking song. I really, really do. But since we're talking about black representation and we're talking about the effects on the black community when it comes to imagery and how it affects us and how we see ourselves, this is a perfect example of what I mean when I talk about how the white man behind everything is running the music industry, making sure that the imagery of black people stays the same. And then you get another coon, another sellout to make a song to keep that imagery alive. And our people, we support it. And I'm not talking about all of us, bro, but a lot of our people, they support this goofy stuff. So this is a video of a black man. He's supposed to be instructing these babies, but instead he's playing this song, man, this demonic song by what's her name? Young Miami, Spin That. And I talked about it. I really don't want to play I'm not going to play too much of it, not because of copyright or anything like that, but just because of this demonic song and just how catchy it is and the effect it has on our people. I think I saw a video of a lady who literally got in trouble because she was basically doing what the song said. She was boosting, walked in, stole some stuff, and went on TikTok and was flaunting the bags that she stole. And then she ended up getting caught up. And I'm like, bro, I have talked so much about how mainstream hip hop is really a CIA operation. No, I'm not talking about like all these rappers are CIA operatives. But what I'm saying is the glorification of crime through music is how the prison industrial complex survives. It is how free slave labor and slavery is still legal because they were pushing it through the music, bro. They was pushing it through the music. You know, we know the power of music, bro. All right, y'all. I'm going to play that. I'm not going to play too much, bro, because I really don't want to put this song in people's minds, bro. But I just want y'all to understand what we are dealing with here and this spiritual war that we are up against. All right, here we go. Now, again, before I play this is supposed to be a dance. I believe he's a dancer, some kind of teacher. And you can see these are babies. These are children. All right. Israelite children that he is influencing through this music because they hear it and they know the words. What does that tell you? That tells you their parents aren't protecting them. And then, you know, look, to the parents out there, this is not a session for me to drag you or come at you or anything, because sometimes it's not the parents. Sometimes the parents are trying to protect their children every single way possible. But it could be who your children are around. It could be their friends. You know, my mom, she never introduced me to these kind of things, or never would introduce me to these kind of things. She wouldn't be singing these lyrics with me or anything like that. However, the people I was around, they introduced me to a lot of stuff. All right, here we go, fam. Okay. Where are these scamming ass niggas at? You know what? Let's pull up the lyrics real quick. Spin that. So you have all these babies singing these songs, bro. And this grown man who was helping to lead our youth is basically, you know what I'm saying, influencing them to partake in this wicked music. So this is what the lyrics say. Where are my scamming ass niggas at? Where they at? Spend that money fast. 20s, 50s, 100s cash. Boy, going out, go yard bag. Boosting bees, where y'all at? Stuffing that ish in y'all bag. Just to flip it, pop some tags. Girl, go in that go yard bag. And then over and over again, she says, spin that ish, niggas spin that ish, spin that ish, spin that ish. This is like, I don't know how else to say it. This is witchcraft. Because automatically, that is why, you know what I'm saying, we have issues now, because it's like these songs influence us and we refuse to realize the power of that. And if we stopped helping these rappers and these sellouts, like, listen, I feel like if you have an issue with Candace Owens or Officer Tatum, but then you go to these concerts to these rappers who push this violence and you know what I'm saying, all this evil stuff on our people, I mean, you're still supporting the same white supremacy, right? Like, mainstream hip hop is no different than what Candace Owens says that's anti-black, because the whole bunch of it is anti-black. Even these songs that these R&B artists, these female rappers be singing, I might kill my ex. Yeah, that is anti-black, because they got a black woman, SZA, in the video killing a black man. And anytime it's an interracial marriage or interracial relationship that's being pushed, you don't see no black woman killing no white man, but you do see a black woman killing a black man, though. Megan Thee Stallion, same thing. And don't get me wrong, bro. I still listen to hip hop. I still do, but I just like the old school stuff, bro. The stuff that actually talked about stuff. When I came into the truth, bro, it's just certain things just kind of like, they just didn't hit the same for me. Just didn't hit the same for me. All right, y'all. Now, when we talk about the youth, because the youth has everything to do with, you know what I'm saying, what the world is now, right? So I showed you guys a few examples of these things. Now, when we talk about image, especially with the black man, and I'm talking to my brothers right now, we're going to get to our sisters too, all right? Y'all are not going to be, you know what I'm saying, not included in this as well, because we got to have some honest conversations. Self-hate from a black man can make him do stuff like this. Licking a white man, he got this, you know, chasing after these snow bunnies. Now, we already know, bro, outside of my own opinion about this, bro, we already know the Most High does not want us mixing with these other nations. Period, nigga. Period. Period, 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 period. I don't want to argue, bro. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't care if you're talking about concubines, bro. We ain't supposed to be with them, especially them, bro. All right? But you got a black man over here chasing after these snow bunnies, sticking his snow bunny's foot all in his mouth, embarrassing himself. And this is what I mean when I talk about image. When I talk about image, when I talk about the image of a black man and a black woman and a black family. But when we don't see enough of that and we see more interracial being pushed, through the media and all of that, it can lead a man to result in being this way. As a matter of fact, it kind of reminds me of Officer Tatum. It's a bit of a side note, but he's married to a white woman. He has 2 biracial children. And what does he spend his time doing? Bashing black people nonstop. Never calls out them folk. Why? Because he's married to one. That's why whenever I see people who are just so friendly and just like, just so trusting of these individuals, I'm like, man, there's something deeper there. You got some close proximity to them folk, man, and they done trained you good. But it is a form of self-hate where you don't want to be identified with your own people in any way, shape, or form. You feel better off being accepted by those who hate you. You have to ignore racism from this same group of people that you're pandering to just to make them happy enough to continue to help pay your bills. You'll forever be tap dancing. You'll never get a chance to retire, to be able to live. You will forever have to bash your people. That is the line that he is walking on right now. And if he thinks that his white wife won't leave him in a heartbeat and take them bastard children with her, oh, it's so possible. But that is also self-hate and image. He's so used as a black man to seeing his people depicted a certain type of way. Our people, black people, depicted a certain type of way. These white folks done got in his ear and got him to hate himself and attach everything he sees in the media about black people to us as a whole and saying, no, I don't want to be like them, man. I ain't like them. The power of image, the power of imagery. And this is exactly why our people attach to this black Jesus image. Now, let's look at some more here. I got a few more things I want to show, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at this Putin unveiling about the black Jesus, and we're going to talk more about that. But it's important to talk about image here, okay? Image has everything to do with what we're discussing, all right? Now, we looked at this situation with black men. We can see that there is a situation with our brothers, right, where in some instances, you can see them kind of hating their own brother. And actually, you know what? There's one more thing I wanted to show before we move on to our sisters and talk about this. I wanted to show this video from Houston. Houston, one of the most dangerous cities in Texas, right? And we call them YNs. I don't like calling them YNs because I don't like, we are royalty, bro. You know what I'm saying? And calling ourselves anything less than that sometimes is just like, crazy. But these double Ys is what I call them. These young Yahudim. Yahudi or Yahudim means Jew. These young children from the southern kingdom. All right. The Jews of America, in the hoods, in the ghettos, in the slums of America. All right. Even in the UK and everywhere else, we've been scattered. But specifically, I'm talking about our people in America, man. Because we know how the gang life is, bro. Okay, wrong video. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this last video here of these young brothers, man. And you know what I'm saying? Just no direction. And it's making me wonder, like, where are the fathers at? Where are the fathers? We got to help these brothers, man. Our young boys are lost, man. They truly are. There is not enough black male representation, positive black male representation. And let me be clear, I am not a tap dancer and I'm not a bootlicker. All right. So I'm not like Officer Tatum where I'm going to sit here and wag my finger at my people all day long and bash them to appease whites. No. My job is to get my people back into covenant with the Most High because the Most High loves my people as I love my people. I want my people to come back to truth in the Most High. We don't need to be accepted by white folks. We don't need to be accepted by our enemies. We need to be accepted by the Most High because he has so much planned for his people, truly. All right, now, let's go ahead and look at this. I'm not going to play the whole thing, fam, but I just want to kind of talk about the gang culture and the YNs and the double Ys and the situations that they find themselves in because there's not enough positive male influence. And the music is having an effect on these young boys. And unfortunately, you got, like I said, you got some of these, these unks, you know what I'm saying, and these old heads, so to speak, that have kind of been encouraging them. Like I said, you got some of them who have discouraged them and said, do not follow, don't go the path that I went down. Do not do what I did. I don't want you to become like what I did, young blood. You know what I'm saying? Just talking to them like that. You know what I'm saying? But then you got some of them who are still active, just as active as they were when they was young. Instead of teaching these young boys other ways and other ways to go and be better, you know what I'm saying? They're encouraging them to do the same goofy stuff that they did. All right. So here, let me show y'all this. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Appreciate y'all, man. All praises to the highest. Yahuwah only. All right, fam. Here we go.
Really, nothing. I'm on my fighting for a life.
So it's like, that's how I really be thinking. You want to go hurt somebody or do something.
North side, south side, we ain't fucked with them. I ain't gonna lie. Straight like that, they can still with us.
What's this known for, this area? Get money, player. You know what I'm saying? Good player red now. I'll just get money, just hustle, stack money, save money, gotta save the day.
And if they play with us, they gonna die.
But that's the thing though. See, that's the thing though. That's the near they try to pay for us so we won't get no money because they feel like all we do is how just possible if all we do is kill.
Y'all good. They just turn the lights off. At nighttime, they turn the lights off. That's what they be talking about. They get slimy at nighttime. But
I'm a player, like I believe in God. Like granted, baby, ain't his baby. I'm a real ain't his baby. Shout out my ain't, you know, I'm a real ain't his baby. I believe in God, like, but they ain't gonna never tell y'all that. All they gonna show y'all the trenches, show y'all the dirty mud. They ain't gonna show y'all getting money and be praying on their knees every night, you know, trying to make it better out here. They ain't gonna tell y'all that. It's good.
Hear me? Everybody, we out here. Everybody sticked up. We all got one of these.
Why do you feel the need to carry?
For my protection. Yeah, like for my protection type shit. People get their feelings hurt over words, so in Houston, niggas dying over words.
If you was all offered a job here, let's just say a made up situation.
Bro, you know what's crazy, bro? Anytime I ever had to carry, it was because of another nigga, bro. It ain't never been for no whitey. That's the craziest thing, bro. You ever load up a clip, bro, or ever had to think about loading up one or having one in the first place, growing up in the hood, it was because it was another nigga that was probably going, you know what I'm saying, get a drop on you. And you wasn't trying to get caught lacking. So I understand, but it's so sad that it's gotten to that point that where it's like, bro, it's for protection. I'm not safe among my own people. And this is exactly what I'm trying to get us to detach from. And it's hip hop and I'm not saying hip hop itself is bad. It's an art form. I'm just talking about the money and the industry hip hop that they give us that we digest. I'm not talking about independent artists who do their own thing or people who are not attached to the industry, not attached to Illuminati, ain't sold their soul, right? But the stuff that's approved by our enemies who don't look like us, who can't make that music themselves, think about it. Look at Drake, right? Half black, half-ish. He makes songs, even though he's not about that life, right? He's not about that life. Drake is not hood at all, okay? He's kind of, you know what I'm saying, dorky and corny, right? But he makes songs about that hard stuff, some songs about that hard stuff, right? About unaliving other niggas. But notice he don't make songs about going after the other community that he's attached to. And y'all know who I'm talking about. The Ish community. He never makes songs about coming for them, right? But he'll make songs about black people. Somehow some actor, you know what I'm saying, is like the top rapper, right? Just kind of colonized his way into the industry. You know what I'm saying? Never really dealt with the struggle. Don't know what the struggle's about. Don't know why we make these songs. Why it was poetry for us? Because we really, really lived that life. We really, really did. Not that we was proud of it, not that it was good, not that it was something that you know what I'm saying, I look back on and was like, I'm proud of that. But it's how we survived, man. Was music and art and just kind of talking about the struggle. And we played that stuff and we bumped it because we could relate to it. That was one thing that they couldn't really do, was take away our ability to be able to create, talk about the struggle. 80s rap was very positive. Yes, it was. Public Enemy. You had so much variety in hip hop back then. Like, even when we talk about, you know, the political hip hop or, you know, the conscious hip hop, KRS-One. Matter of fact, we talking about image. Let me show y'all positive black imagery in hip hop. Let's finish up with these brothers, and then I'm gonna show y'all the KRS-One thing, because I want y'all to see the hip hop he was doing back in the day. That the white man said, "Oh no. We got to bring this gangster rap thing in." And that's where the gangster rap came in with the Ice Cubes, the Snoops, the Tupacs. That's where the sack of the pants thing kind of really, really took off. So people were sacking their pants long before that, but I'm just saying that concept, that image, it got kind of brought out around that time with the gangster rap. The Dickie suits, you know what I'm saying? All of that. But yeah, so let me see here. Let's finish up this video with these young, these double Ys, these young Yahudim. And like I said, I just feel like, and it's like when you watch these videos with our people, bro, our people talk about the Most High so much, bro. And we are so spiritual. Even when we talk about gang life, even when we talk about surviving, bro, we still leaning on the Most High. It's just when you don't know who the hell you are, you know what I'm saying, that you gonna automatically resort to it. But I'm gonna be honest, the life that I was living before, when I realized who I was, it killed that mindset that I had growing up in this. It destroyed it. Because I'm like, these white folks really got us hating each other. But even though we got different parents, homie, we have the same bloodline. We are all descendants of the same man's loins. Different tribes, but we are of the same man's loins, bro. And especially the royal house of David. We got royalty killing royalty. Oh, nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. I don't want nothing to do with this, bro. I denounce everything I was attached to. I denounce everything, bro. Royalty killing royalty. And that's what our people don't see. Let's keep watching.
You could become a doctor and live in New York. Would you take it or would you stay here?
Yeah. On some gangster shit, I'm gonna take that.
That's not reality, though. That's a perfect situation. It's not perfect here.
Because I guess a lot of people who watch these documentaries say about the people in the videos, why don't they just leave? What would your response be to that?
Like, some people can't get away. Like, you gotta have the paper to just move away and start a whole new life. Like, don't be having that type of money. Like
we stuck in this
like,
shit. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't know.
And pay, talking about like 20K, 30,000 just to, you feel me, start a new life, like 10,000, like.
And that is the truth. Ali, daughter of Yah, she says she grew up in this neighborhood. She says they have gentrified that neighborhood now. The CUNY homes is a big problem. Affordable projects makes crabs in a bucket. Yeah. The housing projects, you know, kind of being in those type of circumstances, man, it's rough. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about our struggle in America. Right? People think you could just get up and just leave the projects or just leave the hood, but how? I mean, economically, we're not able to go out and get a loan. We're not able to invest in a business. Every other nation, a Chinese person can open up shop in the hood. Indian can open up shop in the hood. A Persian can open up shop in the hood. Anybody can open up shop in the hood and have no problem. But it's like when we try to do it, bro, you know what I'm saying, we're not able to get those loans, right? So automatically, what you gonna do? You ain't got no jobs in your hood. You ain't got no resources. You gonna rob. You gonna steal. You gonna commit crime. Like I said, the majority of crimes that are committed by black men and black women are economic based. The majority of them are economic based. Of course, You can't really consider something like murder to be economic based. You don't have to unalive somebody, but the majority of them are economic based. And even if you want to mention murder, a lot of times it's over stuff like money. It's over stuff like product. Let's just be real here. Like, let's have a real conversation right now. So when people turn a blind eye to our economic struggle in America, and then they tell us to just pull ourselves out of these situations, it's not that easy. The odds are already against you because of who you are as Yasharal. The Most High is chosen. All right, let's finish this up, fam. We're going to move on because I really want to get into this Putin thing, and it's going to get pretty deep because we got to talk about the bloodline that he's attached to. All right? Let's keep going. We're almost done with this.
That ain't going to do it. You feel me? We would have blew that same day on just sticks. Just like that, just on more guns for protection.
So it's almost like once you've made the choice to be in this life, there's no way of getting out.
Yeah, there ain't no way of getting out.
Blood and shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. People gonna, it don't matter where you at. They see you. It's that. Like,
yeah, you could try to just be like chill and go get some money, but this shit ain't.
And but why did someone shoot you at 16?
Shit, we ain't even. Shit, I was stuck and shit. I don't know. Shit just happened.
Because I'm assuming that if someone's shooting you, they want you dead.
Right.
But why would someone want a 16-year-old dead?
I don't know. They were grown too. They were.
And did everyone here finish school?
Yeah, I graduated. I ain't gonna lie.
hell no.
It's like half and half.
Hell no. School.
Hell nah.
I ain't finished school, but I ain't gonna say.
Look, old boy in a wheelchair, bro.
This shit I can't.
Old boy in a wheelchair right here, bro. I had a homie that I knew that had ended up in a wheelchair. Real tall dude, but he ended up in a wheelchair because he got busted at. He got shot at one day, and he was never able to walk again. You know what I'm saying? I saw him. I was like, what up, bro? And I was, you know what I'm saying, about to see him, and I saw him in a wheelchair. I was like, he didn't even have to tell me. I already knew what it was. I knew he was active out there, and I just knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Crazy work. All right. So since we're talking about positive imagery, since we're talking about the black brothers, we got to get to our sisters, and then we're going to move on to this black JC thing because it has to do with image. Let me go ahead and show y'all this KRS-One song. Let's see. Abraham. So he did a song about the 12 tribes, right? He did a song about the 12 tribes, fam, and the biblical history. And this is what I mean when I talk about positive black imagery, right? Positive black imagery. And even when you listen, watch this.
Genesis chapter.
Okay, all right, all praises. Even when you listen to KRS-One, speak, there's so much knowledge. You could tell that this dude is like one of them individuals that's like a deep, deep thinker. So this is a song he did back in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit before my time, about the 12 tribes being black, Abraham being black, and the true history of the scriptures. So let's look at that real quick.
Listen, Genesis chapter 11, verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this back,
they can't laugh at you.
Genesis 14, verse 13. Abraham steps on the scene. Being the descendant of Shem, which is a fact, means Abraham too was Abraham born in the city of a black man, called Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan.
Here, let me do some explaining.
Abraham
was the father of Isaac.
Isaac was
the father of Jacob.
Jacob had 12 sons.
For real. And these were the children of Israel.
According to Genesis chapter 10, Egyptians descended from Ham. 600 years later, my brothers, read up. Moses was born in
fire. All praises to the Most High. Positive positive black male imagery. Now, let me say this, bro. When I talk about positive black male imagery, it doesn't necessarily mean that if a person, you know what I'm saying, kind of has like a hood side to them, or you like to dress hood or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it really comes down to how a brother carries themselves. You feel me? I like to dress nice. You know what I'm saying? I like to wear nice stuff. You feel me? And all of that, bro. Right? But it's all about how a person carries themselves, right? Now, let me go ahead and show you guys this next thing. We need to talk about our sisters. All right? So, negative black representation when it comes to women. First, we talked about the snow bunny chaser, the black man. Now we got to look at the snow bunny chaser, which is the black woman who chooses to divest and lay with the whitey who mistreats her and puts things in her mind to make her hate the black man. And then when we call her out and be like, yo, what is this? Like, why are you with this guy? And woo, woo, woo. Like, and listen, I'm not like these white people, bro. I'm not insecure about black women being with, you know what I'm saying, white men or nothing like that. I'm just looking at it from a Torah perspective. You feel me? I'm obviously married to a black woman. Everybody knows that. All praise to the Most High. I love my wife. Yeah. But, you know, this has everything to do with the self-hate that we talk about in the image. So let me go ahead and show you guys this first thing. All right, so I'm gonna show you this video here. And this is a black woman who is with a white man. And, you know, obviously our people have things to say. We have some thoughts about it, and she can't seem to handle that. And she turns it around and say that we have self-hate because we do not support the concept of marrying other nations. I mean, that would be the opposite of self-hate. I mean, self-hate would be not choosing to marry black and have children with black. That would be the opposite of self-hate. That would be self-love. But for yourself, and then choose somebody else that's not black, yeah, that is self-hate. But take a look.
White man.
This
I
woman is
can't
just
tell you
confused,
how
man.
much projection that I get from self-hating black people who choose to see me as, what have I gotten, bedwench or being married to a colonizer.
Now listen to how she talks. Being married to a colonizer, they call me bedwench, right? See that's that Candace Owens groove to it. And listen, I'm not saying you can't be smart and you can't, you know, have a good diction when you speak and things of that nature, but the way she speaks specifically is almost like she just talks to white people all day. Like, I'm very articulate, bro, but I still have a hood side to me. Y'all still hear me say cuz here and there. You'll still hear me say nigga here and there because I'm not gonna mute my black set. I'm not trying to be appeased by or appease white folks. Black people, y'all know what the heck I'm talking about. Y'all understand me, bro. Y'all understand me in plain English, and y'all gonna hear my hood side from time to time. That's what it is. I don't hide it. I'm not ashamed of it. That's just how I talk. You feel me? But let's keep watching.
This mindset that still has us mentally, emotionally enslaved to the BS of a broken society. If we don't choose to change that, then we stay mentally and emotionally in bondage.
Yeah, she's definitely a Candace Owens type. And this is where they make them. The colonizer makes them. He creates them. He makes them. You know what I'm saying? And then they just repeat his talking points. All right, let me show y'all this next thing. Now, I talked about this before. When it comes to our sisters, I talk about bad black representation. Another thing that's bad black representation is this applies to our brothers too, but obviously black males being emasculated and turned into whole females, you know what I'm saying, Little Nas X's and cross dressers and saucy Santanas and all these you know what I'm saying, these sissies, right? Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Black men do not support that type of stuff. Black women do. Black women support homosexuals, RuPaul's drag. Like, they'll watch that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch that goofy stuff. Why would I watch that? When it comes to a gay best friend, it's likely going to be a black woman that's going to have a gay best friend that happens to be a black man. So when it comes to homosexuality, specifically, our sisters support it more than us brothers do. I mean, the only brothers that support those type of individuals are other gay men. But I see a lot of black women coming out supporting homosexuals all the time. Take a look at this.
Y'all are not gonna answer me. What is y'all's infatuation with gay men? I think we're all waiting for that answer because y'all love them so much that you calling a whole nother community of straight.
And that's another thing. Our sisters will bash a black straight man, but say nothing about no. Never mind. I almost said a word I shouldn't have said. They will say nothing about no, you know what I'm saying, bent wrist black man. Right? They got nothing but negative. It's not all of our sisters, okay? I'm not saying all of them, but them sisters that be hanging around them sissy boys, right? They have nothing but good things to say about the homosexual, feminized, gay, buck broke black man, right? Nothing bad to say about him, but a whole lot of bad stuff to say about the masculine, straight black man. I just always found that strange. I always found that strange. You want to hang around homos. Like, I remember once, it kind of reminds me of a situation like a long, long time ago. I was with my boys. I was like 21, 20. I was young. I was in my early 20s. And we was going to go to the club. So we was in Hollywood. It was me and my boys, and we was just going, you know what I'm saying? We was at the restaurant getting something to eat, and I was eating. And I was, you know, I didn't really order a lot because I wasn't really hungry because I was just going to wait until afterwards, you know what I'm saying, and get some food. So I just ate a little bit of something. And then these girls came up, just like sat up next to me and were staring at me or whatever. I knew they was looking at me or whatever. I wasn't really paying them no attention. I was just ignoring them. And then she's all like, why did you just order that? I'm like, because that's all I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, why you worried about what I'm ordering and whatever? And she had this gay dude next to her. You know what I'm saying? He was just asking me all these questions. And then I'm like, you over here questioning me and you over here hanging around with a homosexual. Why'd you hang around with a gay nigga? You know what I mean? And I had a homeboy who used to always tell me that some of our sisters, they walk around with these gay men almost like they're a freaking accessory or something. Like you know, they can't leave without their purse. They can't leave without their phone. Well, they can't go nowhere without the gay man, you know what I'm saying, walking around with them. Or if you a dude that see a girl that you like and you want to talk to her, she with the gay boy, he gonna be all like, nah, I don't like him. She gonna go to the gay man to get his approval for a straight man to talk to her. Because the gay man strictly want the straight black man. Yeah, bro. I don't support that. I don't support that, bro. Anyway, let's keep going. Image. Like I said, image, bro. Image.
Straight men, something that they're not. You're projecting all that you know about men because of the love and support and care that you have for the black gay men. And when I think about it, what's very prominent here is that y'all don't know what a real man is because all you put yourself around is gay men. Y'all really be calling them y'all homegirls, y'all sisters.
Facts. Bro, she's speaking. She is cooking right now. She is cooking. And like I said, image. These homosexual black, and I'm talking about black men because I'm talking about my people. All right. I ain't talking about, you know, other races. I'm talking about my people only. All right. So these black men, bro, when we talk about image, the reason why our sisters, biological women, black women, call these niggas sister girl and all this other stuff that they be calling them is because image in their mind, they dress like them. They get the long nails, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, nothing wrong with a woman doing that, but then sometimes they have a gay man going with them to get their nails done, right? They wear the little tight shorts. They walk and talk and move like a woman. So their perception is that the black woman, because this man is not trying to obviously sleep with her, he's not attracted to her in that kind of way, she sees him naturally as a woman. which is why sometimes a woman is like a black woman, you know, it's like if you know what I'm saying, don't want to talk to her, you're not interested in her, or whatever the case might be. A lot of times what she'll try to do is project you being a homosexual onto you just because you don't want her. I've seen that's happened so many times, bro. Like, you know, I've seen it happen to my homies. It's happened to me where, you know, you see a girl and you ain't trying to chase after her because, you know, some girls expect you to do that. In my youth, women, a lot of women, some women try to get you to chase them down and chase after them and stuff like that. And some men, you know what I'm saying, just like, nah, I ain't doing that, bro. And if you don't, then they'll be like, oh, you gay. Now they want to try to emasculate you. Because they gay homeboys, they gay best friend lives to do that because he's already emasculated. These are real conversations that need to be had. Let's keep going. I'm going to let it finish up and we'll keep going.
Why I say the sisterhood is fake? Because y'all allow gay men in it. Y'all allow trans in it. I'm not fucking with that shit. And I'm laughing because this shit makes no sense to me. Y'all claim y'all out here looking for a real man. You want to be a wife. You want to heal. You want all these perks and benefits of being with a straight real man. But all you do is project all this gay shit that you know. And you know, that's cool to each his own. You know, there's always this thing called personal preference. But you cannot sit here and complain or project or generalize a collective group of men, i.e. all black men, calling them sassy, calling them gay, calling them DL, because you choose to put yourself around those type of people. Y'all are literally stuck in this deluded state, and I just don't understand it. I want to know, why are y'all so infatuated with gay men? And understand that gay man had a mama or a sister or an auntie that literally enabled them to do that shit.
Facts. Yup. And that be how it is, bro. That be how it is. And it's not every situation, but let's be real. If me and my wife have a son, right? We're expecting a boy. I mean, we don't know quite yet, but that's what she feels. So I believe her. I believe you. So, you know what I'm saying? My son, if my son was gay or you know, kind of showing the tendencies of going down that route, as a father, it's so important for me to pour into him, right? It's so important for me to talk to him. Obviously, I wouldn't raise him in that type of environment or be around that kind of thing where he would even want to gravitate towards that. But let's just say that he did. It's important for me to intercede in his life and try to talk to him and help him understand, you know what I'm saying, what it is to be a man. That's what I'm supposed to show him, right? Well, typically with the mother, a woman tends to be a lot more empathetic to a son in a way that's different than a father would be to a son. And I'm talking about a son specifically because I'm a man, so I only know what it's like to be a boy, and you know, obviously, and experience or talk about these things from a man's perspective, right? So, a mother will tend to nurture a boy who might be gay more than a father would. And if a father does nurture a boy being gay, then that's not a real father. I mean, I look at somebody like D Wade and I'm like, bro, you weak. You got the whole woman running your household, allowing that boy to dress like a freaking woman. Yeah, you weak. You a punk. But nonetheless, a woman is more willing to nurture that than a man is. At least, you know what I'm saying, from what I understand about it. So typically, you know, the mothers will be more in they'll be more in approval of something like that than a father would be. And so again, that's why you see a lot of the sisters kind of attaching to this gay male aesthetic or being more welcoming to it, because again, it comes down to image. And sometimes these gay boys might remind them of, you know what I'm saying, their brother or their cousin or, you know, someone else who might have been raised around women, never had a male around them. And that could be another problem. You know, sometimes they just don't have enough male influence around them. So they just pick up feminine tendencies because they're around a bunch of women all day, which is why it's important for young boys to get out there and be around other males. and not be around women all the time. I know some women like to coddle their sons. That's the worst thing you can do. Let that boy go out there and bump his knee. Let that boy go out there and make mistakes. That's what being a man is. You can't protect a boy from being a boy. That's how he becomes a man. You cannot teach him how to be no man. You are a woman. If he does not have a man to show him how to be a man, that's something he's gonna have to learn on his own. But it's okay for that boy to bump his head a few times. It's okay for that boy to make mistakes and find out the hard way as a man. It's gonna make him a better person in the end. But trying to protect him, it ain't gonna work. My mom tried to do the same thing with me, bro, and coddled me from so much that when I finally got out there in the real world, I was not ready for what was out there. She didn't prepare me at all. Coddled me way too much. All right, let's keep going. Everybody over here talking about Paul. We ain't even got to the JC thing, and here you are talking about the New Testament already. Crazy.
I don't care. I don't care what you say. And stop spreading that narrative that all men are gay if they've been touched on as a kid. No, they're not. Not all of them. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but y'all be literally generalizing the masses because of what you know about one or two people. Shut the fuck up. How do you know more about other communities and other people and don't know enough about your motherfucking self? Y'all are delusional as hell.
All right, we'll stop there. I think y'all get the message. All right, moving on. Black representation with our sisters. Let's talk about it. Show y'all this next thing here.
If black men are deadbeats, who raised them? If black men are broke, bum, dusty, down bad, impoverished, and musty, who raised them? Now, before you answer that question, I have to ask you this one. If white men are so great and they just know how to treat women and they are so respectful and they're providers, who raised them? If white men are so great and they treat black women so well, who raised them? When you say things like that, you don't understand that you are basically saying that the white woman knows how to raise her sons to be prominent members of society, but black women don't know how to raise their children and they shouldn't be raising children. That's what you're saying. So when y'all get on here and y'all talk shit about black men and y'all praise and uplift the white man, I want you to know and I want you to understand that you are praising the white mother as well. You're praising the white woman as well. You're basically saying that she knows what she's doing when it comes to child rearing, and black women don't know what the fuck they're doing, and black women need to stop having kids because look at how their kids turned out. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying whenever you talk about how bad black men are. How terrible they are. They were raised by black women. So who is responsible for these men that we got out here? They were raised with all their mother's influence. And they're deadbeats? They're trash? They don't know how to treat women? I wonder who's responsible for that.
All right. So I feel like you guys understand what I mean when I talk about negative black representation. Now, we need to move on to the next section. We see that there are problems in both our communities here, or, well, you know, of the black male community and the black female community. There's definitely some work that needs to be done. But again, this is not here a video for me to beat down my people. It's just to point out what I mean when I talk about image, because a lot of this has to do with image, how we see ourselves, how the world sees us, and how the world has allowed the world to see us. All right. Or how people in the world have allowed the world to see us. Now, let's talk about this black JC thing. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this video here of Putin. I told you guys I was going to leave off talking about, we left off in the last episode talking about this. So let me go ahead and show you guys this real quick. Give me a second to pull it up here. All right. All right. So let's watch this, fam. I'm going to go through a few scriptures and we're going to watch it. The video is about 11 minutes. It's pre-recorded, so I kind of just did this on the fly, but this is just a quick video talking about these Russian icons, talking about, you know, these different things. So, and Putin and all of that. And then we're going to, after we look at that, I'm going to show you about his bloodline. I'm going to show you who he's connected to and that he's one of our enemies in the end times. All right. He is one of our enemies. So do not fall for this psyop. All right. All right. Let me share my screen. Give me a sec, y'all. Okay. Barak Yahuwah, all praises. Please hit the like button if you haven't, fam. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All praises to the highest. Appreciate y'all. Here we go.
Well, well, well. You know, there's a lot of Arabic people and Palestinian people, a lot of people over there with blue eyes and reddish brown hair. I don't know where they got it from over there in the Middle East. I'm sure it was some kind of gene. Just like being black and just like being white, it has to do with your genes, color of your eyes. I'm sure we could find out. But Putin and dusting off his black Jesus from the Kremlin attic, that is one heck of a thing. Why are we just finding out? Did I think Jesus was blonde and blue-eyed? I didn't really care. I do care about my wig, though. My hair's looking this time for a do. But anyway, get back. Mr. Putin, you drew the race card. Now what you going to do with it? You got all these black people excited that you have a picture of a black Jesus. You're saying black. To me, sir, it just looks like a dark Jesus. Because I don't know what kind of paint or colors or whatever they had over there, but they had to have something for black. Was it coal? What was it? Anyway, Mr. Putin, you're sneaky. You're going to nuke us, aren't you? You're just doing something to hurt the whole world before you nuke us all. I don't know. Doesn't matter what color Jesus is. Is this going to change what he does for us after we've been worshiping him? I don't worship a picture, never have. I'm not Catholic. Mr. Putin, what do you think you're doing to Joe? Hurting his feelings? No, I did not vote for Joe. Anyway, black people, I'm happy for you. Something ought to make you happy. I mean, come on now. Because y'all been really upset for years, huh? I hope this helps you, just like when I voted for Obama, because I was hoping he would be a great president for the blacks so they could stop being so racist against white people, because they think the white people invented slavery when actually it was the black. Anyway, I don't want to go there. But Mr. Putin, you drew out that race card, and I want to know why.
Places all over Europe. This book can range from $1,300 to $3,000. So it's not an easy book to get. I actually borrowed this book from a friend, you know.
Now, let me just come on here real quick, because who drew these images is the first question every Israelite needs to be asking. Yes, I know you see dark-skinned people. I understand all of that. But who drew them? Were they Israelites? Because what I see is pagan symbolism right here. You see the sun behind the head, sun god worship. You see the Christian crosses. Our people did not draw these images. Our people did not draw these images, y'all. So I don't understand why our people are using these as a flex, you know, in a way like when it's literally drawn by white people. I mean, white people tend to take pictures of everybody that they encounter and colonize and everything. But I mean, if you look at it, I mean, this is Christian imagery. This is not Israelite imagery, and it's not Israelite imagery in any way, shape, or form, because the Israelites did not have a culture of drawing images of angels in heaven and the Most High on his throne and all these things that heathens do. That's what they do. But let's keep going.
This book has a lot of interesting depictions in it. A lot of them pertaining to the Bible. Like right here, this is the transfiguration of Christ.
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 8, you shall not make to yourself an image nor a likeness of anything, whatever things are in the heaven above, and whatever are in the earth beneath, and whatever are in the waters under the earth. Deuteronomy 4, 27 through 28, and Yahuwah shall scatter you among all nations, and you shall be left in few in number among all the nations among which Yahuwah shall bring you. And you shall serve there other gods, the works of hands of men, wood and stone, which cannot see, nor can they hear, nor can they eat or smell. Deuteronomy 28:36, Yahuwah will carry away you and your princes from who you shall set over you to a nation which neither you nor your fathers know, and you shall serve there other gods, wood and stone. Deuteronomy 28:64, and Yahuwah your Elohim shall scatter you among all nations from one end of the earth to the other, and you shall there serve other gods, wood and stone, which you have not known, nor your fathers. Let me give you that again. You will serve other gods, wood and stone, which you nor your fathers have known.
But I just destroyed that shit. You seen that? That mean ain't no Christ can save you. Only God can. That's why Exodus 4:22 said, "Let my sons Israel go." All Christ in the Most High. Yeah, or Paul, whatever you want to say. Did he say this now? If God said this was a curse to be hung, if God said it's a curse to be hung, and your ancestors were slaves to being hung, what was they under? God's curse, right? So if Christ was hung on a motherfucking tree, ain't that nigga a curse? That's why your ass. That's why we are fucked up now. Why would God stop following that Christ shit? He's the Most High God. Tell me this: what kind of foundation that for the sun? What foundation mean? For this ground for you to be able to walk on, right? So if there ain't no sun on that foundation, what the fuck is they talking about? They ain't listening to God, nigga. First 5 books, nigga.
Deuteronomy 21:22 through 23, and if there be sin in anyone, and the judgment of death be upon him, and he be put to death, and you hang him on a tree, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but you shall by all means bury it in that day. For everyone that is hanged on a tree is cursed by the Most High, and you shall by no means defile the land which the Most High gives you for an inheritance. So it says right here, anybody that is hanged from a tree is cursed. So why would our salvation be cursed? That makes no sense. We are already cursed by the Most High, which is why our people are being hung from trees to this day. But the New Testament teaches that this JC character was supposed to bless us, but you're telling me that the Most High blessed us in the form of a curse. Yeah, that don't add up, bro.
Well, nigga thought I was playing? Nigga, I don't play that much, nigga. You thought I was playing?
Also here, it is giving us a decree in regards to why a person would be hung. And it would be if they committed a sin. So it is a death decree, much like stoning. So if JC was without sin, then why the heck would he be hung? As we've already proven plenty of times that a person can only be put to death for their own sins. So he cannot carry on the sins of the whole nation. That would be the people that were alive at that time, and then generations to come later. That is not anywhere in the Tanakh or the word of the Most High at all. So if he was sinless, he should never have been hung in the first place. And we know that the Most High hates the shedding of innocent blood. And this is not like this was a sacrifice that was according to Torah, because number one, he was not a female lamb, because that's the sin offering that is supposed to be offered when it comes to a lamb, a female without blemish, a female lamb without blemish. Number two, it was not done in a temple. It was not done on an altar. And then also, it was done by heathens. According to the law of the Most High, or the Torah, the only ones who can do offerings of animals are the Levites, the high priest, nobody else, especially a non-Israelite. There's no way under the dome the Most High would accept a sacrifice from someone who was not actually circumcised or in covenant with him. All right, that needs to be understood off top. So altogether, the Torah itself destroys this whole Jesus sacrifice, human sacrifice bullcrap. Let's keep going.
We're cooking Christ daily.
All right. So we just looked at a few examples of these Russian icons, and we can see that they do depict black images of Israelites and angels and the Most High and all these other things. But as I said, look at all the Christian pagan imagery, though. Look at all of the Christian pagan imagery. Why should I give a damn about any of this when it's clearly Christians or people who identify as Christian who drew these images? Now, somebody just said that I'm rejecting the Mashiach and all that. Yes, I do reject the Mashiach, and I have a very good reason why. But I'm not going to really focus too much on you right now because I still have other things I need to show here. So the next thing I want to show you guys is, since we're talking about this black Jesus imagery, right? We're going to talk about Putin in a minute, but I just want to show you all of this imagery they have shown us of this black Messiah, all right? Over and over again, whether it's through album covers, whether it's through movies, television shows, they have normalized this idol to you. They have normalized it 100%, and that's why they push it. Now, help me understand something. Give me a one if you can agree that the music industry, the entertainment industry, and all these industries are run by Lucifer's children. Give me a one if you agree with that, whether we are talking about the Ish people or these other Indo-Europeans. Because I would think if this industry is run by our enemies, what benefit would there be to showing us this black Messiah? I mean, even the movie, think about the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. I mean, it's not about, this New Testament character or nothing. Okay, ones. Okay, all praises to the Most High. So tell me, okay, like, for example, the rapper The Game. I used to listen to him when he first came out because I thought his stuff was real good, bro. This is his album called Jesus Peace. And it was actually a pretty good album. Had a lot of features. Back when I listened to him. Don't listen to him much now. A crown of thorns and like a Catholic looking symbol attached to his logo of his name that he uses on all his albums. Why would these Ish people allow these rappers to make these songs about this black JC if there was not an agenda with this? Hold on, we're going to look at a few more, fam. I showed a lot of them in my last presentation, but we're going to look at some more of them together, yeah. Here's another one. Let me show you. This is like an alternate cover for his album, Jesus Peace. What did Kanye West say in that one song I put on? He said, I got the money and the fame, and it don't mean shh. I got the Jesus on the chain, man, it don't mean shh, right? Oh, see, my wife, she got it. That was her stepping in the background, right? The Jesus on the chain. Rappers have always talked about the Jesus chain, right? And they always had that idol on gold around their neck. Idols of wood and stone. But you do realize that there were also idols of gold and silver. Whoa, hold on. The scriptures also mention idols of gold and silver. It mentions idols of wood and stone, but it also mentions molten images and idols of gold and silver, or decorating idols with gold and silver. All right, so here's another image here of his album cover, which was this. Well, this one, I don't think this one ever actually came out, but isn't it interesting? It's called Sunday Service. Now, give me, okay, we're going to do different numbers this here because we already did the one. Okay. Give me a 100 if you guys remember Kanye West's Sunday Service thing he was doing a few years back. Give me a 1 if you remember that. Give me a 200 if you do not remember that. 100 if you remember Kanye West Sunday Service thing he was doing back in the day. And give me a 200 if you do not remember that at all. I had covered it because I was a Christian back then, but I had a YouTube channel on here, and I did cover it several times. 100, 100, 100. All praises, all praises. So y'all do remember. So even back then, there was this agenda of normalizing this Jesus thing. And then it's like, look at Jesus is King. That was an album he came out with, Jesus is King. Let's look at some more of these covers. But what benefit is there? Think about it. If this black Messiah, this black JC, whatever you want to call him, bro, whatever name you want to use, if that is truly where our salvation comes from, why would our enemies, who whole system is built on keeping you down, why would they reveal this to you? That's like me saying, if Jesus is the name of the power of the name that's supposed to save us, why would it come from our enemies, the slave master? Here's another, this is actually the cover he ended up using for the album cover, okay? And you can see it's like Catholic art, but then it's got the hood thing to it, you know what I'm saying? He's obviously, Game is from Treetop Paru Bloods. So obviously he's got the, you know what I'm saying, the bandana and all of that. But then he's got the Jesus piece. Let's look at some more images of these album covers, fam, because there's so many of them. And I'm pretty sure all of our people in here, y'all could think of some rappers you know of that have a image like that of the, you know, the black JC, or, you know what I'm saying, them hanging from a cross or something of that nature. Let's look at some more of these. All right. So here's another one. This is actually, well, this is not really an album cover, but this is from a show, Good Times. Now, I showed a clip from the last Good Times. I think we'll rewatch it just for a little bit of a review if you didn't see the last episode. But this is the animated Good Times that just recently came out. All right? And look at that. You got Black JC, okay, playing video games with the freaking Malakim, bro, with angels. And look at that. What do you see? A radiant sun behind his head. Do y'all see they're conditioning you? Every time you see this black JC, bro, he's oftentimes got a sun around his head or some glow around his head, which really is just indicative of being this demigod or this God man. Let's look at some more. I mean, they're really, really playing in your face. All right, this is Lil Nas X. I talked about him earlier, that homosexual image that they push, right? Well, they got him, you know what I'm saying, on his album cover. He had a song that came out called J Christ, all right, which is about this character. So again, if there's power in this name, there's power in this story, there's power in this New Testament character. Help me understand why it is so pushed to the forefront then. I mean, it's like you could look at Peter Thiel, you could look at all these tech bros. They purposefully come out and speak about revelations and the end times and the beast and all that. It's almost as if like they want you to believe in this. They need you to believe in it. As a matter of fact, Albert Pike, who was a 33rd degree Freemason, who I talked about so many times, talked about how they're using the book of Revelation as a blueprint for what they want. And you know how I say they put the truth in plain sight and they tell you what they're going to do before they do it? That's all the New Testament is. This is Key Glock, and this is his album, Glockavelli. You see the crown of thorns around his head. All right. This is conditioning. And when you look at it, when I look at this image right here, now that I understand the truth about the New Testament, I know, and y'all know I'm most high only, what I see is a slave. This is no different than a black man putting a dress on. Remember how I told y'all about how in the book of Maccabees that they got these Israelites to basically give procession to Bacchus and wear the crown of ivy on their head. This is a ritual. This is another buck breaking, family. If your eyes are open, if your eyes are truly open and you reject this New Testament, this is a buck breaking of a black man. They doing the same thing with Kendrick right now. Got him wearing a crown of thorns. Look, right here. Matter of fact, I think I can pull up a segment about the crown of thorns Kendrick was wearing because I showed y'all that the album cover that he had is directly connected to Freemasonry and Albert Pike. Matter of fact, in one of his videos, he's rising out of the. Let me see if I can find that real quick. When I saw the imagery in Kendrick's video, I was like, bro, it's right in your face. I think it was called N95 or something like that. N95. Yeah. It was N95. I want y'all to look at the imagery in this, though, gang. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Okay, I gotta mute the music. My bad, y'all. Okay, so look, let me just go here. I'm gonna slow it down. I'm gonna slow it down so I won't get copywritten. All right. But look at this. Let me show y'all something, bro. All right, let me switch over to this thing right here. All praises. All right, fam, look at this. So you can see, hold on. This bigger, no Diddy. Okay. You see Kendrick Lamar floating above the water, and I saw a beast. Now like I said, they're using the book of Revelation as a blueprint for their new world order, meaning it's not exposing it. It's not telling you, you know what I'm saying, what is really going to go down according to the word of the Most High. It's to lead you down the path that they've already planned a long time ago. Let me mess y'all up real quick. Give me a 1 if y'all ready to get your mind blown real quick. I know there's a bit of a side note, but I'm sticking with the topic. Yes, thank you to this person who said this. Cece, shalom, my sister. It is their book. The New Testament is fully their book. It belongs to them. All right. That's just a truth some people don't want to hear, but you know what I'm saying? You just going to have to deal with it. Let me see if I can find this here. I wanted to show y'all this. Freemasons swear on a KJV Christian Bible, which, you know, it's obviously not the Tanakh that they swearing on, but it's the dang Christian Bible. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, y'all. It was like a bunch of black Freemasons, and they were all swearing on this New Testament, you know what I'm saying, Christian Bible that they have. Okay, I think this is actually footage. Yup, right here. Look at this. Let me show y'all this real quick. This is what these Masonic sellouts, these Black Boule, Prince Hall Freemasons, this is what these niggas is swearing on. Look, let me show y'all. Right here. There we go. Boom. That's a Christian Bible. And maybe in the next episode, we can go through the Freemason Bible. I think I will do an episode about that because I feel like it's important. Matter of fact, so we talking about the Christian Bible, bro. The KJV is everything to do with Freemasonry. You got a whole bunch of sellout ass niggas, you know what I'm saying, that's swearing on this Bible right here, right? That's the same Bible that these presidents swear on. Now, let me show you something about the KJV 1611 Bible. Hopefully I can get the PDF because I want to show you one more thing. There's Masonic imagery. I'm not going to get too deep into it, fam, because we don't have time, but there's a lot of Masonic imagery all in this. And I'm like, why is this in here? And I know our people swear by that KJV, homie, but man, y'all just don't understand like the history. Oh, King James was a black man. So what? What's with all this Masonic imagery everywhere? That don't stick out to you? You aren't focused on him being black? So what? That don't mean nothing, bro. It really genuinely don't. Because the KJV is the slave master Bible. It is 100%. That's their Bible. That's their favorite book. And here you are talking about that's the most reliable version of the scriptures. Just stop it. Somebody said, you act like the Septuagint is the most reliable. Nigga, it is. It helped me see through this idol. That's for sure. All right, let's see here. Let me go back. Okay, so I just pulled up the PDF to the 1611 KJV Bible, and I just want to show you guys some of the imagery in here because a lot of it is just very, very, very Masonic. And, you know, it's very clear that, you know, these people were very much involved in this. Okay, let's see. Scroll in. Okay, let's just look at some of the imagery on this. Okay, so let me share my screen. All right, so I showed y'all that. Let me pull this up. Okay, all praises to the highest. Please hit the like button, fam. I know I'm cooking right now. All praises to the highest, Yahuwah. Okay, so if you look right here, you can see a bull. All right, now you might be like, well, there's nothing wrong with a bull. Maybe not, but we know that Baal is connected to the bull, the golden calf that our people built when Moses went up to go speak with the Most High and was writing the Torah. That was an issue. Now, this right here is very strange to have. It's like a bird that is literally piercing itself in the chest and feeding its babies with its own blood. I'm gonna look that up because I want to show y'all. I want to look deeper into that. But you have another one right here. We're gonna look into this symbol in a minute because that's also connected to Freemasonry. Then up here, you've got this Trinity. You've got the sun. You've got the moon. Okay, so you got the luminaries, and you know, you might say that's not pagan. I mean, God, the Most High created them. Yeah, he did, but it's just weird that they're right here, and then you got the dove, and then you got the Most High's name. It's almost like it's pushing a Trinitarian doctrine right here. Then you got the freaking cross right here. Then you got the lamb with the cross in its arm. Like, bro, when I look at this just reminds me of like Masonic, you know what I'm saying, shrines and things of that nature. And then even right here, you kind of have like the two pillars, right? The two pillars you often see with the black and white tile floor, you oftentimes see a pillar right here and you see a pillar right here. And above the pillar, you see the sun and the moon. Let me see if I can pull that up. Masonic pillars with the sun and the moon above. As above, so below, which is that Masonic concept. And no, I'm not a Freemason. I'm against Freemasonry. Nigga, I'm against the children of Lucifer and they Masonic organizations. I just know about it because I've been exposing evil for a long, long time, bro. All praises to the Most High. All right, so look, let me see if I can show y'all this real quick, fam. Okay. So right here, perfect example right here, fam. So you got the Masonic symbols right here, right? And you can see right here, it says Lucifer. Okay, and that's what this eye is. Lucifer has blue eyes and pale skin, which is why whenever you see the all-seeing eye in color, it's oftentimes blue eyes or a blue eye. But look, you got two pillars right here, the left and the right. You've got the Masonic tile floor, and then you have the luminaries right here, and then you've got the all-seeing eye of Lucifer. But when you look at the 1611 KJV, instead of seeing the eye of Lucifer, you see that they put this dove there, or the Most High's name in the you know, the heathen Hebrew, the modern Hebrew. Let me scroll back in right here. Okay, so y'all can see it's Masonic imagery, fam. Masonic imagery, and we're not gonna get into the Freemason Bible or nothing like that. No, we can't do it today. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. I promise we will. We're gonna do more videos going into stuff like this, but just not today. Okay, my bad. But yeah. So continuing on. All right, fam. So let's keep going here. Now I want to pull up this next thing for you guys. So let's go back to it. All right. So we were looking at album covers with the you know, the Masonic imagery. We saw the Catholic imagery. Let's look at some more of this here. Give me a second. Okay. All right. So we looked at Kendrick. We looked at Key Glock. You got Lil Nas X right here, of course, with the Crown of Thorns as well, as I showed another album cover he did. But here's a shot from his music video, and you can see the Crown of Thorns on his head here. So what are they advertising to the Black community? Because nothing that these people in this music industry promote to us is good. None of it is good. None of it is good. Tupac, right before he got axed. All right. Machiavelli, Don Illuminati, 7-Day Theory, Crown of Thorns, hanging on a cross. As a matter of fact, you know what, fam, just to refresh people's memory who were not here last time, I'm going to just go ahead and replay the video that I did showing you guys all of these, like, you know what I'm saying, album covers and everything with all these album covers or these albums, these songs, these artists with these different Jesus images. So let me just upload it here real quick. I don't want to play it through the other thing because it plays kind of slow. So let me just pull it up here real quick for y'all. It won't take too long. It's a short video. Just wanted to show y'all this real quick. Black Jesus in the media. Just give it a second to load up. While it does, I'm going to go ahead and roll this ad real quick. It's only 47 seconds. All right. Be right back, y'all.
Shalom, family. Be sure to support Yetsa on PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, or support this channel by becoming a channel member or sending a super chat. Also consider joining Patreon for exclusive content you will not find on YouTube. Thank you for your support and all praises to the Most High, Yahuwah. Only Shalom.
All right. We're back. All praises to the Most High. I'm just loading up this video real quick, fam. And while we're waiting for this video to load up, I want to show you guys something here about Putin. We're going to get back to him a little bit more in depth, but while we're waiting for this video to load up, I want to show you something here. So let's go to Ezekiel 38 real quick. All right. Now, as I said, this man, according to my understanding of the scriptures, is our enemy. All right. And it's not just because he's pale. It's because I understand the prophecies. So let's look at this real quick. All right. Let me jump over here to the scripts while we're waiting for this video to load up. And then I'll show y'all the next video once it's done. Okay. So this is Ezekiel 38. And we're going to just start here in Ezekiel 38, verse 2. And hopefully y'all can see this okay. Yeah, let me scroll in a little bit more. Okay, Barak Yahuwah. Okay, now I want y'all to listen to this. Son of man, set your face against Gog and the land of Magog, Rosh, the prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now, right here, you see the word Rosh. Okay. Now, when you look at it in the KJV, it reads something totally different. Let's look at it in the KJV real quick, actually. But I want you to pay attention to that Rosh right there because I'm going to show you something here. All right. So Ezekiel 38, verse 2. Whoops. What the heck just happened? I don't know what the heck happened right there. Okay. So Ezekiel 38, verse 2, son of man, set your face against Gog, the land of Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Now it says chief priest, all right, or chief prince, Salaki. But we're going to look at who this Rosh is, all right, because that's going to be important with these end times. So we just saw that it said chief prince in the KJV, but we're going to look at it in the, we're going to look at it here in the Septuagint here. So it says Rosh, prince of Meshach and Tubal. Now let's understand who this Rosh is and why was it removed? Because it reveals something. So let's look for this Rosh. I want to know who this Rosh is. Gog. Okay. Let's go right here. All right. Gog, Aras, Magog, Nashi, Rosh. Okay. Right here. Ra'ash. All right. Let's look at this. All right, so the word for Ra'ash or Rosh right here says head, summit, upper part, chief, total, sum, height, foot, beginning, head, tip, height, or head or chief head. All right. Now, let's just jump over here to Britannica. And we have this word, which is Russ. All right. Or Rush. Now, it says Rush is an ancient people who gave their name to the islands of Russia and Belarus. Their origin and identity are much in dispute, and traditional Western scholars believe them to be Scandinavian Vikings, an offshoot of the Varangians, who moved southward from the Baltic coast and founded the first consolidated state among the Eastern Slavs. By the way, the Slavs are Canaanites. Let me say it again. Oh, by the way, I have another video coming out proving that these Canaanites are white. I know you think Ham and automatically you think black, but from what I'm coming to understand, the Canaanites were all white. I have not found not one black one yet from my research. All I'm seeing is a bunch of white people. So when the Most High said, you shall not mix with the daughters of Canaan, you shall not take them for a wife, he was talking about white people. So that would mean, I believe personally, Jezebel was a white woman. But we'll get to that later. Because the Phoenicians are connected to the city of Tyre or Tyre. All right. Now, if you say the word Phoenicians, it sounds like Venetians, doesn't it? Venetians. Just like in Venice, the architecture. Then you look at the Druids. They do the same Canaanitic rituals. Yeah, they're Canaanites. All right. Now, we're not going to get into that right now, but I will be doing a video proving the Canaanites were actually white. But let's keep going. So, it says right here, centering on Kiev. Now, this is Ukraine right here, or Khazaria. Just keep that in mind. Russian scholars, along with some Westerners, consider the Rush to be a southeastern Slavic tribe that founded a tribal league. The Kievan state, they affirm, was the creation of Slavs and was attacked and held on briefly by Varangians. All right, I'm not going to read this whole thing here, but just a little bit of information. Now, we're going to go back over here to Ezekiel 38. And actually, is this video up yet? Okay, I think it is. Yep, it is. Okay, so let me play this video. We're going to talk a little bit about the video, and then we're going to get back to Putin and this bloodline he comes from. All right? Because from what I've researched, he goes back to the Scythians. And the Scythians were giants. And as I said, the Nephilim, they were connected, they were integrated into like these Hamitic and Japhetic bloodlines. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to play you this video again. This is just a small review of these music videos that I've gone through showing you this Black Jesus imagery being propagated and pushed up on our people all throughout these sellout rappers. Take a look.
I know is him, and the one thing he don't need is a partner.
Mama, how do we know Jesus wasn't black? He could have been from the lost tribe of Israel. They were supposed to be black.
I bet they were. If ever people were lost, we're it.
Now just hush up, both of you. This picture has been in my family for as long as I can remember. When I was a baby, I don't know what I saw first. My mama, my papa, or this Jesus. Now, he's the one I know and love, so let's close the subject. Jesus was black, the Bible would have said so.
But it does say so.
What are you talking about?
I read about it. It's in Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. I read about it in Muhammad Speaks. It says, his hair is like wool, and his eyes are like flame of fire.
Well, Lord have mercy. You sure do say that, don't it?
And see, Mama, look at that hair, like wool, ain't it? And look at them eyes, red like fire.
Yeah, they sure is. Junior, how come you decided to paint this?
I don't know. All of a sudden, I just had divine thoughts on my mind.
And for JJ, that's a first.
What, having divine thoughts?
No, having a mind.
I guess I ought to be grateful for JJ having Jesus on his mind in any color.
Okay, all right. I don't want to play the whole thing, but y'all get the message, okay? They have been conditioning you. And why would they do? You might say, okay, Yexer, so you're saying that they have been conditioning us with this black Jesus and it's part of their agenda. Yes. Why is it part of the agenda? Because they notice how they've introduced you to a white Jesus, okay? They introduced you to a white Jesus in Christianity, right? Once you came away from that lie, of the white Jesus and Christianity, right? Then you come into the truth of us being the Israelites because you have still been introduced to the New Testament. When you were a Christian, you're automatically going to think that, hey, this New Testament is still about us. And it's not. It is not. They have no problem with you worshiping a black idol, because you're still going against the most or not. Anybody telling you that some man can die for your sins. Matter of fact, you know what? Here, let's just destroy it real quick. You can easily destroy the New Testament and this human sacrifice bullcrap with Ezekiel 18. Let's just go there real quick. This is a bit of a side note, but this will easily destroy anybody's doctrine about his son dying for your sins. We're going to read the whole thing, all right? It's only 32 verses. Well, we may not read the whole thing, but just listen to this, okay? This proves that this New Testament stuff is a lie, homie. Now, like I said, you got to make a decision. Do you believe the Most High and his prophets? Or do you believe these white men who gave us this New Testament, this Jesus Christ and all of that? The Most High said that we would serve gods of wood and stone that neither us nor our fathers have known. So if Yahusha, Yeshua, Yahushai, JC, whatever you want to call them, have the same story of being a God that's connected to stone or wood. Why? He's hung from a wooden cross, a wooden tree. He's got a crown of thorns on his head, which is a bunch of wood. That is a God of wood. But it says neither our fathers have known and we didn't know him. So again, why are you still following this New Testament? But let's keep reading. And the Most High's word came unto me, saying, Son of man, what mean you by this parable among the children of Israel, saying the fathers have eaten unripe grapes and the children's teeth have been set on edge? As I live, says the Most High, surely this parable shall no more be spoken in Israel. Now listen to this. This is what Yahuwah is saying. For all souls are mine, as the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son. They are mine. The soul that sins, it shall die. But the man who shall be just, who executes judgment and righteousness, who shall not eat up on the mountains, and shall not at all lift up his eyes to the devices of the house of Israel, and shall not defile his neighbor's wife, and shall not draw nigh to her that is removed, and shall not oppress any man, but shall return the pledge of the debtor, and shall be guilty of no plunder, shall give his bread to the hungry and clothe the naked, and okay, we'll skip forward. Basically, he's talking about all the righteous things, all right? And has walked in my commandments and kept my ordinances, do them, he is righteous, and he shall surely live, says the Most High. So the Most High is saying, if you live righteously, you will live. And if you do wickedly, you will die. So if Yeshua, JC, or this New Testament character was without sin, what the hell did he die for then? Huh? Let's keep going. Let's keep reading. All right. Continue on, Ezekiel 18, verse 14. And if he beget a son, and the son sees all the father's sins, which he has wrought, and fear not, do according to them. If he's not eaten on the mountains, and set not his eyes on the house of Israel, is not defiled his neighbor's wife. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, let's start on verse 19. But you will say, what has not the son borne the iniquity of the father? Because the son has wrought judgment and mercy, and has kept all my statutes and done them, he shall live. Look at that. If the son has done righteously, and that's anybody's son, my son, your son, anybody's son, or a daughter, if they do righteously by the Most High and keep his commandments, they shall live. And you're telling me JC was sinless. Why did he have to die then? And again, we already got to get past the fact the Most High does not accept no human sacrifice. So, you have to get past that first point before you can even answer this. But let's keep going. Ezekiel 20, 18, 20. But the soul that sins shall die. And what will happen? The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, nor shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. So nobody can die for your sins. Everyone who sins will die, and everyone who doesn't sin shall live. It's just that simple. Continuing on, the righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the iniquity of the transgressor shall be upon him. So if you do wrong, it will come back on you, and you'll have to pay for it. You do right, then you will be rewarded. It's just that simple. And if the transgressor turn away from his iniquities, which he has committed, and keeps all my commandments, and do justice and mercy, he shall surely live, and shall by no means die. So if a man repents and does righteous, he can live as well and not die. And this is what I'm saying. Notice how the Most High does not mention anything about needing anybody's blood or believing on his son. Let me read it again. If the transgressor turns from his iniquities, which he has committed, and keeps the Most High's commandments, and does justice and mercy, he shall surely live, and shall by no means die. And let's keep reading. Verse 22, none of his trespasses, which he has committed, shall be remembered in his righteousness, which he has done. He shall live. And then verse 23, shall I at all desire the death of the sinner, says the Most High, as I desire that he should turn from his evil way and live. So there's no reason to believe in Jesus. There's no reason to believe in him. There's no reason to accept his blood. There's no reason to even accept this concept the New Testament is telling you about him, because it doesn't agree with the scriptures. Everyone who commits sin will die, as it's written. However, nobody can carry on the sins of somebody else and die and present themselves as a sacrifice for it. Because if a person is righteous, they cannot bear the sins of somebody who is wicked and be put to death for it. That would go against what the Most High said himself. You have to go to the prophets. You have to go to Torah. You have to go to the Tanakh so you can answer these questions. And no Christian light will ever be able to deal with what the word says, because they're automatically trained to go to the New Testament for answers. But the law, the Torah of the Most High, man, it totally destroys JC. But let's keep reading. All right. Okay, I think that was all I wanted to say, show you guys in here. Yeah, okay, let's continue. All right. So, continuing on here, we were talking about the Russia thing and the bloodlines of Russia, all right? So let me go ahead and go back, or the bloodline that Putin could be connected to. So let me go ahead and go back to the scriptures. We're going to go back to Ezekiel 38. And we're going to read about some of these other names that are mentioned along with Gog and Magog and all of that, all right? So we saw Rosh, right? And we see that that's connected to Russia, all right? Now, let's also look at some of these other names here. So we see the land of Gog and Magog, and we're going to look at who those might be or what it says under there. So let's go here. Okay, all praises. Okay, so right here, Gog, okay, or Goog. Let's look at this one first and see what we get under this one. Okay. So a prophetic prince of Rosh. Okay. Meshach and Tubal and Magog. All right. A northern nation. A northern nation. Keep that in mind. All right. And this would also tie to the Japhites. All right. All right. So we got Gog. Now let's also look at Magog and see what we get under that. Okay, so it says Magog, the land of Gog, the second son of Japheth, grandson of Noah, progenitor of several tribes northward from Israel. All right, the mountainous region between Cappadocia and Media and habitation of descendants of Magog, son of Japheth, and grandson of Noah. Okay, all right, so we see that there. And then we're going to look at the next one. Should be one more here we can look at. Magog, Rosh, and Meshach and Tubal. Okay, now let's look at this Meshach or Meshach. All right, now listen to this. Descendants of Meshach are often mentioned in connection with Tubal, Magog, and other northern nations, including the Mashi, a people on the borders of Colchis in Armenia. Okay, now we're talking about the Caucasus Mountains now. Now we're getting into the Caucasus. Now, here's an interesting thing. I've talked about this before, but one thing a lot of people do not realize is Gog and Magog are giants. Let me pull that up here. Give me a second. All right. Gog and Magog are actually giants, family. Let me just show you guys a quick example of what I'm talking about. So if Rosh is the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and you can see right here Gog and Magog, that would mean that this person is connected to these giants and these fallen bloodlines. But like I said, Gog and Magog are tied to these Scythians, and these Scythians are tied to these giants and these druids. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these Celts, and you know what I'm saying? Some of these Irish people that you see in Europe, that you know, the ones that were connected to like Stonehenge and those giant pyramid structures, that's connected to the Nephilim. That's connected to the Nephilim. So I just want y'all to bear in mind, Putin is no friend of ours. As a matter of fact, I feel like this is a whole psyop to keep us in the lie. And no, do I believe that Ibrahim, you know, and I'm kind of disappointed because it's like a lot of people, like I see Ibrahim Traore is doing business with him. And, you know, I support Ibrahim over here, but I just think he's making a huge mistake. A huge mistake. And I think it's going to lead to these end times that the scriptures talk about. All right, so look, let me show you this next thing here about the Scythians. So the Scythians are also connected to these giants that we talked about and these bloodlines. Okay. also connected to Russia. So let me pull up this next thing here for you guys. Give me a second here. Okay. All right. Now, in the book of Ezekiel 38, it mentions a war where this chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, or this Rosh, this leader of Russia and these northern nations, are going to try to come into Jerusalem when we are already there. So this will be when we're back in the land, and they will try to overtake and steal all of the wealth that the Most High has given us. And guess who's going to help lead it? Putin. And it's not going to just be him. It's going to be children of Cush. Let's look at that real quick, actually. I did a video on Ezekiel 38 a long time ago. You have to look for it, but all praises to the Most High. Let me go to that real quick. Just read y'all a little bit of it. We got to keep going, but I just want to show you this real quick. Okay, right here. I am against you, Rosh, prince of Meshach and Tubal. Ezekiel 38. And I will gather you and all your hosts. Okay, so this Rosh is coming with somebody. All your horsemen, all wearing breastplates with great multitude, shields, helmets, and swords, Persians, Ethiopians, and Libyans, all with helmets and shields. So you got Persians that will be joining against us, Ethiopians or Cushites that will be joining against us, and people from North Africa, Libya, that will be joining against us. Yeah, interesting. Gomar and all belonging to him, the house of Togarmah from the end of the north and all belonging to him, and many nations with you. Be you prepared, prepare yourself and your multitude that is assembled with you, for you shall be for me a guard. All right. And it'll come to pass in that day that thoughts shall come up in your heart, and you shall devise evil devices, and you shall say, I will go up to the rejected land. I will come upon them that are at ease and tranquility and dwelling in peace, all inhabiting a land in which there is no wall, nor bars, nor doors, to seize and plunder and take their spoil, to turn my hands against the desolate land that is now inhabited, and against a nation that is gathered from many nations that have acquired property, dwelling in the midst of the land. So according to this, white people gonna do what white people do, including Putin. They're gonna try to colonize and take what's ours. So when I hear, black people talking about, oh, he didn't reveal who we are and and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how they going. That's exactly how they got you. They got you believing in this New Testament. They got you believing in this idol, and all they gonna do is use this idol so you let your guard down and think he's somebody you can trust. I believe the word of the Most High, bro. I don't trust any Indo-European. I don't care if you're Russian. I don't care if you're Ukrainian. I don't care what you are. Oh, snaps. Let me acknowledge some of these super chats. My brother Ben Yadai, what's up, brother? He sent 1,000 jewels and a trophy cake. I'm gonna be honest, fam. I'm not really sure how these gifts work, but thank you so much for your contribution, my brother. You are always very, very supportive of this channel, and everything I'm doing. So thank you very much, and thank you for your support, my brother. I appreciate you very much. And also, I want to acknowledge this other super chat. Labyrinth of Lies 4438 cents 440 jewels and said Uncle Alert. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, fam. So I'm gonna just leave that there, but he's not to be trusted. I believe in the word of the Most High, and no, I do not trust Russia, Putin, and like I said, when you look at the fact that like people like Candace Owens are clearly Russian intel agents. And I did a whole video talking about her, how she's connected to Russia, how she's connected to Putin, and how she's just another Russian intelligence operative. That's what she is. You know what I'm saying? It's on Patreon. It's not on here. So if you want to see the whole, it's like a 4-hour documentary I did breaking down Candace and showing how she's an agent. And she's not who she says she is. And a lot of black people, they trust her and they like her and they think she's, for the people. No, the hell she's not. You want to know the truth about her? Go watch the video. It's on Patreon. Anywho, all right, so we just looked at a few of this information. We looked at these different album covers and all of that, and now we're going to move on. So the next thing that I want to show you guys here is I want to read you guys really quickly this article. All right. And this article is from richardcarrier.info, and it talks about the concept of the rising and dying gods. All right. Let's read this. It says Easter this year, most fittingly on April Fool's Day, because this was written in 2018, because indeed the resurrection of JC is akin to the greatest prank in history, not because anyone actually faked it, though the evidence we have left remains fully consistent with their having done so. Continuing on. I highly recommend for all its great content, but rather because the stories of it happening, written a whole generation after the belief began in a foreign land and language, after all the real witnesses appear to have been dead and far from where they ever lived, did pull a fast one. Fake stories that modern Christians still swallow hook, line, and sinker. The true April Fools they are. Now, I'm not going to read through this whole thing, fam, but basically this is talking about how there's this concept of these rising and dying gods. Okay, Jesus, Yahusha, he is not the only character in history or in paganism in general that's ever died and was raised from the dead. There's a whole bunch of individuals who have experienced this, including Osiris, Horus, Dionysus, Bacchus, you know what I'm saying? All these beings. And look, Romulus, you've got Adonis, Iana, like all these characters, bro, have been raised from the dead. Hercules, all of them. So it's like when I talk about this being a psyop, it's clear it is a psyop because everything about this is from our enemies. Everything about it is from our enemies. Matter of fact, let me pull up this next thing here. I wanted to show you guys this other thing. So let me give you a perfect visual. Hopefully this visual I'm going to give you will help you understand what I'm getting at here. All right. So think about it like this. A black man and a black woman brainwashed to forever see images of this. Brainwashed. All you're seeing is a white man on a cross. You know what I'm saying? You're told you have to believe in this. If you don't believe in this, you can't get to God. God, the Most High, will not accept you. They call him God. This God will not accept you if you don't believe in this character. And not just only must you believe in him, you must also accept his human sacrifice. You must also accept him talking about eating his flesh and drinking his blood, even though it goes against Torah. And also the fact that 2,000 years have gone by, you know what I'm saying? And this character was supposed to deliver everybody and didn't do jack shit. But he's supposed to be the son of God, right? But yet, when did the Most High ever send somebody that's supposed to be a deliverer that didn't deliver his people? So the Most High sends failures? Stop it. But this is what I want you to visualize in your mind. Black people forced to believe in this character and believe in this white man, right? Told you that this is the savior of the world. Now, all they had to do once you woke up to being Yasharal is paint him black. And guess what happened? You see the fear in the black people's faces with this white character, right? You see the fear. But look what happens when they make him black. They're smiling. They're happy. Because the oppressor or the oppressor's God now looks like them. So now it's no more about being fearful. It's no more about being scared because you have this image representation of this idol to look like you. So now it's like, I don't have a problem with him anymore because he looks like me, even though it's still an idol. Like I said, it's no different. It's the same being. All they did is give him Negro features. You were scared and you were afraid and you were uncomfortable at first. But then they wrapped him in melanin, gave him woolly Negro features. And now you're smiling and you're happy. This is the state of our people right now. This is how the psyop has worked against us because we've been conditioned from this. We've been conditioned with this, with the white image for so long that when we wake up to who we are as Israelites, they had to make sure they have a snare for you when you wake up. They already deceived you with Christianity off top with the white Jesus, had you worshiping that white man. But they had a snare for you as soon as you wake up too. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7. Now, to those who have read the New Testament, whether you believe in it or not, give me a 1 if the New Testament teaches that JC is without sin. Give me a 1 if the New Testament teaches that JC, Yahusha, Yahawashai, is without sin. And give me a 2 if it does not teach that. Okay. All praises. So we are in agreement that the New Testament does teach that JC was without sin. Well, when we go to the book of Ecclesiastes, it says different. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 20. Let's look at that real quick here. For there is not a righteous man in the earth who will do good and not sin. The Most High says in all the earth, there is not one righteous man who has not committed not one sin, at least once in their life. There is no sinless man. There is no such thing. Do you believe the Most High, or do you believe what the New Testament says? Let's look at some more scriptures that talk about how no man is without sin or has not sinned. 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 46. This is King David praying. Let's read this. 1 Kings 8:46. And I want you to listen to the language he uses in this. Start off at 45. You shall hear from heaven their supplication and their prayer, and shall execute judgment for them. If it be that they shall sin against you, for there is not a man who will not sin. And you shall bring them and deliver them up before their enemies, and they that take them captive shall carry them to a land far or near. So right here, he's making a supplication to the Most High, King David, and he is saying that there is not a man who will not sin. So we've got 2 witnesses. Let's look at another one. Let's go to Proverbs 20, verse 9. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 9. Proverbs 20, verse 9 says, who will boast that he has a pure heart? Or who will boldly say that he is pure from sins? JC, bro. JC. Wow. You got to read the Tanakh, fam. You must. It will destroy this. It will destroy JC. It'll blow JC out of the water. It will really, really have you just looking at the New Testament with disgust, because you realize it's written by our enemies. It's written by people who don't know Torah, don't know the Most High, you know what I'm saying, don't know nothing. Wow. Powerful stuff. All right. I have a few more things I'm going to show, and then we're going to stop it here. There's still more we got to get into, but like I said, I just don't think we're going to be able to get into everything. We've been on here 2 hours. All right, let me just go to this last thing, and then we'll be done, fam. We will be done. Thank you guys again for joining. Really, really appreciate everybody who's here with me. It's always a blessing to be here with y'all and going live and bringing out these scripts. All right, you know what? I think we will stop there, fam. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I didn't want this to be too long, so we'll stop it there. All right. Again, Black people need to understand this is where you started. Okay. The Negroes, the chosen of the Most High. This is where we started when we came to this crusty country, and what these slave masters introduced to us. Okay? Forced up on you. And then once they had ingrained this in our, I want you to think about Willie Lynch. I want you to think about how our people would rather die than convert to Christianity, than be burned alive, rather be burned alive than turn their back on the Most High. Even if you read Maccabees, the level of resistance our people are willing to put up against this programming and against this idol. But like I said, all you had to do was make them black, and now look at our people. They're smiling and they're happy because the idol looks like them. Even though it's the same freaking idol. All they did was give him a melanin coating. Our people will follow the devil himself if he comes as a melanated person. That's the problem, and that is the issue. All right. So let's finish this up. This will conclude tonight's session. We will continue discussing this great psyop in the next edition. And with that being said, I'll end it there. Thank you guys again for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button on your way out. I have a lot of other things I'm working on right now. You know what I'm saying? So all praises to the Most High, to everybody who has been here, showing up to all these shows. It's a lot of work I'm doing, but I am just trying to help the people see the truth, come into understanding of everything that needs to be understood about the Most High, about the Torah, about the Tanakh. That's all we need, bro. We don't need anything else but the Most High. We don't need nothing else but the Most High. The hashtag, no idol on a stick. Exactly. No idol on a stick. I don't want no dead man on a stick. Dead man on a stick ain't going to do jack for me, bro. Okay? Over here, we are cooking Christ. All right? Cooking him. We are cooking that boy. We are cooking Christ, man. Straight up. No cap. No cap. No cap. No cap. No cap. And before we go, I also wanted to say that I want to talk more about the camps, because somebody had brought that up. You know what I'm saying? The camps and the idolatry. That is why I was like, you know what, let me just stop it here, because that is going to be something I'm going to have to dig into very, very in depth in the next episode. Is like, you know, talking about these camps, because these camps, they're a big part of this deception. They're a big part of leading our people astray. And like I said, they may not realize, and it's not all camps, bro. Let me just be clear. It's not all camps. All right? It's not. But it's definitely these bigger ones like ISUPK, IUIC, and all those others. Actually, here, real quick, I want to play this video. This is why I wanted to play. So we're talking about conditioning. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this trailer from this show that used to be on Adult Swim. Some of y'all probably know it. It was made by Aaron McGruder, who created the Boondocks. And it's called Black Jesus. And it's basically like this hood, you know what I'm saying, Black Jesus in Compton. Give me a sec. Let me pull that video up real quick. So we'll close out with that. I'm going to just play you guys the trailer for it, and I'll lead us into the next episode we do on this. Okay, give me a sec. Let me pull it up. All right. Black JC. All right, here we go. All right. Let me switch this over here. Full screen. All right, here we go, fam. And I'm going to just keep it like this so I don't get copywritten issues or anything like that. All right. All praises to the Most High. All right, here we go, fam.
Do y'all have any faith, bruh? Yes. Believe, believe, believe. That's all I say all the time, man. You get money f***ing with me. You get money f***ing with me. You feel me? You smoke all the f***ing weed. You do realize I died for your sins, right? Oh, that getting old. Man, that was 2014 years ago. Don't you know we like fine grapes? Yeah, man. Hey. Heavens no. I come through spitting the gospel all the time, man, but y'all ain't trying to hear your boy, though. Hey, Eugene, go get your colon checked, pimp. I don't even think I want to let y'all hit this fine yet, because your minds ain't ready and your heart's not open.
Don't you think maybe you're taking this whole Jesus thing a little bit too far?
You talking about Jesus Christ?
He ain't Jesus Christ. Just some crazy dude who thinks he's Jesus.
He is Jesus Christ, God's only begotten Son, sent down here to save our mortal souls from eternal damnation.
Oh, my sweet Lord.
Hey, mama.
But you know what? That Negro ain't doing for me.
But you know we got this community garden cracking, right?
Jesus, I don't give a about the community here. You can either have violence with the Mexicans or you're going to have violence with me if I don't get my the way you promised it.
Gotta be able to spot the warning signs. David Koresh, Jim Jones. That boy is a cult leader.
Jesus is white, goddammit.
I knew it. Jesus, my ass.
I'm standing my ground.
All right. So again, why is this being pushed to our community, right? Even the Book of Clarence, that's another one. There's another movie that came out recently that shows this black Messiah imagery. Right here. And in this movie, they have the sorcerer or the guy that's like plotting to basically supersede JC and become a Messiah himself. The Book of Clarence, this is what this is, and it's weird because the dude's got like makeup around his eyes, which is kind of gay. I mean, not kind of, it is gay. Look at that. The imagery in the very beginning of the movie is this. The very beginning of the movie is the freaking cross. And I saw so many Israelites promoting this movie and talking about it's a good movie and this and that. And, you know, I was Messianic at the time that I did watch this movie because I just wanted to check it out. I didn't go see it in the theaters or nothing, but I did just check it out online, and I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I thought it was boring as hell. I couldn't get into it at all. But a lot of our people, bro, it's just like they don't understand these agendas. But at the very beginning of the movie, this is what you're shown. The images of the white man on the cross. And then you also end up seeing Clarence, who's also on the cross. But it starts with you seeing the white man on the cross first. And then automatically it goes to the scene where he's on the cross. You know what? Let me see if I can pull up the scene. Hold on. Hopefully I won't get dinged, y'all. I'm doing this because I love my people, man. You know what I'm saying? So look, please hit the like button because if I get dinged, bro, yo, I warned y'all, nigga. Hold on. Hopefully I don't get dinged, bro. No diddy. I just want y'all to see the beginning scene. Like in the very, very beginning of the movie, that's the first thing you see. And I'm like, bro, conditioning for sure. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to pull it up. Give me a sec, y'all. All right, Barak Yahuwah. All praises. All right, fam. Try to pull this up so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. They know what they doing with this, you know, these Edomites in Hollywood, bro. They know what they doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay. Let's see. Come on. All right, just give it a second. It's loading up right now. And I'm going to see if I can show you guys this quick scene real quick. Yet you don't get dinged. We need to hear from you. Yeah, I promise, sis. I'm playing it very, very safe here. I'm playing it oh so safe. Okay. Like I've kind of learned like what I can and can't do. You know what I'm saying? On here. So, you know, I'm gonna try to get this going for you guys real quick. And like I said, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I just want to show you that opening scene so you can see the agenda from the very beginning of the freaking movie. And I'm just like, wow. The imagery is so powerful. Here we go. Barack Yahuwah. Okay, I got it going here. So, like I said, I'm just gonna play a little bit of this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I just want y'all to see the very beginning of the movie. Okay, right here. The very, very beginning of the movie, the first thing you're seeing is this Christ imagery, bro. Hold on. Share my screen. Okay. All right, let me show y'all this. Crazy, man. Just crazy work. All right. Full screen. Look, the very beginning of the movie, this is what you see. And let me see if I can fast forward a little bit here. Okay. Okay, I can't play anymore, y'all. All right. But the very beginning of the movie, that's the first thing. As soon as the scene opens up, boom, white Jesus on the cross and a whole bunch of black men on the cross. That's diabolical that they open up with that. It's like at the very beginning, they're already putting a spell on you. Here, let me show you a little bit more. Like I said, I'm going to play it safe, y'all, because I don't want to show too much, but I just want y'all to see what the heck is going on here. Maybe I can slow it down. Can I slow down the speed? Yeah, I can. Okay, Barack Yahuwah. Okay. So you can see there's some black men. You got white people on it. Ingraining this image into your head, this black Jesus Psyop into your head. And for our people, all they needed to see was a black man on a cross, and they felt they connected with it. Total witchcraft and idolatry, bro. I reject this demonic movie. I reject everything about it. I do. Absolutely. All right, fam. That's it for me. I love you guys. Thank y'all. Everybody who supported the program tonight. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. To everybody who came here just to show up and show support and be in the chat and hit the like. Thank you. To everybody who's going to come back later and watch the replay. Thank you. Love you. Everybody who comes to this channel, who watches the content, who rock with me, who come chill with me. I love y'all, man. I love y'all for real. Y'all have a great one. And, you know, we'll be back for show. Yep. Produced by Jay-Z. When I saw produced by Jay-Z, when I saw the trailer, because I know Ben Nayah, Israel, he covered it. And I was like, you know, I'll check it out. But when I saw Jay-Z was behind it, I was like, yeah, bro, there's some demonic agenda behind this. And like I said, when I first heard about it, I was Messianic at the time. Right. But then I was like, why is Esau promoting this? And now that I understand that this whole New Testament is from our enemies, I'm like, bro, there it is. Keep us in idolatry. Think about it. All this time they made these movies about a white Moses, white JC, white this, white that, white angels, white everything. But now all of a sudden, in the time of this awakening, a few years after Kyrie Irving, now y'all want to make videos about make a movie with a black Messiah. Yeah, nigga, something's up. Something is very, very up. And clearly we can see what it is. All right, fam. Love y'all. Y'all take care, man. Shalom.
Genesis 6:2-4 in Swahili. Wana wa Mungu waliowaona binti za wanadamu kuwa ni wazuri, wakajitwalia wake wowote waliochagua. Bwana akasema, roho yangu haitashindana na mwanadamu milele, kwa kuwa yeye naye ni nyama, basi siku zake zitakuwa 120. Nao wanaofia.
Hey, youngster.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm at war with the Nephilim seed. Yeah, pale Nephilim seed, divine judgment from your ooh, he ain't letting them breathe. Yeah, barely letting them breathe. We at war with the Nephilim seed. Yeah, pale Nephilim seed, divine judgment from your ooh, he ain't letting them breathe. Yeah, barely letting them breathe. Your ooh bring destruction on the Nephilim seed. Yeah, they all left to their greed. It's destruction on the heathen for they theft and they deeds. Yeah, they oppress and deceive. Colonizer cave dweller is the Nephilim seed. Ay, it's straight death to their seed, and they only bring destruction to the poor and in need. Yeah, they leave our mothers to grieve.
Most High protect us Bantus from Nephilim seed. He Mungu usituache watoto wako. Inuka he watu wangu, malipo yanakaribia. All praises to the Most High. He is forever extreme.
Yeah, I'm at war with the Nephilim seed. Yeah, pale Nephilim seed, divine judgment from your ooh, he ain't letting them breathe. Yeah, barely letting them breathe. We at war with the Nephilim seed. Yeah, pale Nephilim seed, divine judgment from your ooh, he ain't letting them breathe. Yeah, barely letting them breathe. I'm at war with the Nephilim seed. Yeah, pale Nephilim seed, divine judgment from your ooh, he ain't letting them breathe. Yeah, barely letting them breathe. We at war with the Nephilim seed. Yeah, pale Nephilim seed, divine judgment from your ooh, he ain't letting them breathe. Yeah, barely letting them breathe.
Hey, Yaxter.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget you can support this channel by Cash App, $Malkaya Music. Also be sure to check out the Patreon for uncensored documentaries, films, deep dives, and much more content that you won't find here on YouTube. And let me not forget to say, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that like button and tap in with us. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah, the highest. Shalom.